Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show today. Hopefully, everybody's had themselves a really good weekend, and of course, here on your Sunday night for the Americans. But nevertheless, we're going to have ourselves some fun, covering some entertainment news as we usually do, and then maybe a little bit of geopolitics as well, which we tend to get up to. But we're just sitting here chatting with a bunch of friends, having fun, enjoying our Sunday night. A little bit of weekend review and maybe a little bit of up to coming. Also, if you do me a favor and go hit and like, share, letting everybody know we're on, and they can come and join us. Yeah, we definitely got some interesting things. Today, I'm going to be I got a few stories for us, but a lot of kind of just upkeep on information we've been following. But there's also we're going to be talking a lot about what's going on in the video game world, and we'll be getting into that as well. But there was a very interesting moment with video games this week that you know got me up and ready to have a maybe have a try. You know, I'm a bit surprised. We'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, all right, I got all that done. Very nice. All right. So, um, you know, let me know in the chat how your weekend went, everybody. But I guess I'll just go ahead and get into it here. As far as my run around the world in geopolitics, we have yet another coup d'etat attempt going on in China. This is the third that I know of, but there are rumors of others that have been going over the past 2 years. The rumor is that she had a stroke or something like it a couple of years ago, and they've been looking to oust and overturn him ever since. Of course, not only that, but possibly his international dealings, which is really the CCP's fault with their wolf warrior tactics. Of course, they got to blame someone other than themselves, but yeah, there's absolute chaos going on in there, and of course, he has Trump in his face constantly, and the CCP as well, on many fronts. Calling out Canada for being owned by China is a big deal. Telling China, no, you don't own the South China Sea, and you can't steal Philippines' natural oil rights that they have. No, you can't do that. And he has chased them out. About time, because during the entirety of the Biden administration, the Chinese saw fit to just bully anybody they wanted. Now, to be fair, everybody took that note from old man, dementia grandpa, and started showing their ass all over the world, right? But China, in particular, was really causing consternations for Vietnam and mostly the Philippines. They're just bullying them, just straight up bullying them. But Trump has finally said nope, and he sent people in to deal with that. But China is not in a good situation right now. Like I said, there's another ongoing coup d'état right now as we speak, and he's survived the last official two, and like I said, I think there's been more. So maybe he'll survive this one too. Which brings us to another civil war, revolution, I guess we could call it. It's more a revolution than a civil war. We have Khamenei has been taken to a secure bunker for his safety because the American attacks are imminent. However, the Iranians are saber rattling like mad. I've never seen such desperation, Thundera.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
they're threatening, we're going to destroy all of you, and we're going to start with the Abraham Lincoln, which I think is a carrier group, or some ship that they've named out the Lincoln. They're gonna destroy it, and it's like you can't even destroy one of our destroyers. let alone a carrier battle group. That's insane, right? But same situation, evil dictators being overthrown. I don't have much faith that anything will happen in China, Thundero. But there have been many attempts to coup d'etat that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if it'll happen. Like I
No.
said last week, what, about 97%, give or take, depending on whose numbers you believe, of revolutions or coups even have failed
Yeah.
throughout all of history. And by failed, what I actually mean is the people who were instigating it were murdered, were
Yeah.
killed
Uh,
brutally and
yeah.
totally. And usually their wives and daughters were, sold. I'll be gentle. They were sold. So I don't see most of these going anywhere really. It would be great. Now the Iran one is a little bit different because
It
that
is
government has
different. That's a
never
revolution.
been
Yeah.
legitimate. Yeah, that government's never been legitimate, not since day one. They have always been completely and utterly really just a terrorist state.
Yeah. Foreign
Um,
invader. Yeah.
yeah, they're not a legitimate government at all, and it's nice to see the Persians and the other ethnic groups finally reassert themselves. Um, and that's really what you're seeing. It's more of an ethnic conflict than it is largely anything else because they're all Muslims. They're just different types of Muslims, so it's not
Right.
really a
Well,
religious. Well,
there's
there's some
a
Christians
lot
too, but
of
they're
Christians and stuff, but
mostly
you're right.
Muslims.
You're right. You're right.
Uh,
Um,
they're just different types of
yeah.
them, and I think what you're seeing is hopefully the best scenario, the absolute ideal is not only does Iran fall, but it renames itself back to Persia and becomes far more Persian again,
I
Persian influenced.
I don't think
Because
that'll happen because
I don't
of the
either.
demographics. The same reason they
I don't
changed the
either.
name Myanmar.
I don't think it will either. But I'm saying that would be the ideal situation, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And the reason it would be ideal isn't even necessarily like some weird Persians are better than everyone else thing, because they're not. It's because I think it
Legacy.
would be it's a legacy and it's a course correction.
Yeah.
It would be them returning back to what made them in the West allies. Because for a very long time, we were friends. We got along back in the day, us and Persia. Now there was some fighting and some scrapping. We were rivals, but we didn't hate each other like we do
Right.
now at an
Well,
existential level.
do keep in mind this bullshit with the Shah and all that stuff
Yeah,
that went on. There were many players, but the leaders were the Democratic Party and Jimmy frickin' Carter.
that's right.
They're the ones who pushed for that shit. They're the ones that allowed that. They thought, and they did it all over the Middle East in the late '60s and '70s. We had regime change all over the planet, right? Most
Hmm.
of it was pushing back against British territories that were lost, and especially in the Middle East, the American policy, particularly Democratic policy, was that the Muslims are no threat. Better to have them in charge because they're stupid and easy to control. Yeah, I shit you
Yep.
not. That was their thinking. So they created this 47 years of hell for these people, and I understand you want to go back to Persia. Me too, because it's cooler.
Yep.
Although do keep in Iran simply means the land of the Aryans, right? Is
Yeah.
what it
I know.
means.
I know.
But it's kind of a situation like Myanmar. I prefer Burma all day long. It's a much
Yeah.
cooler sounding name. However, there's a lot of ethnic stress in that country, and the Burmese are the majority, and they
Yeah.
changed the name to try, the military junta changed the name to try to quell some of that anxiety.
Yeah.
It
That
didn't
doesn't work.
work, but
Yeah, that doesn't work. That's not how that works. But that humans have been trying that since, well, even Rome did that kind of stuff, would change names and stuff. That doesn't work. The
yeah,
only thing that works is you have to. Rome eventually figured this out. Now they didn't always do it right, but typically I think they were probably the best at it for the longest period of time. The best way to do it isn't to annihilate, isn't to assimilate, it's to integrate. And that's what Rome would do. Is they would try to integrate what they could of the people they conquered culture, as long as they paid their money. Right? As long as you paid us, you could have your little silly little gods. That's fine. You don't cause trouble and you pay your money, we're good. That's all Rome cared about,
yeah.
by and large. Now there was exceptions, but by and large. Uh, And I think that's the only way it really works when you have this. We live in this weird liberal experiment for the last 250, 300 or so years
Yeah.
that we think we can make everybody get along if we have better ideas. Well, that's
Yeah,
not reality.
it's
That's not
strange.
reality.
It's strange that that's coming out of the Protestants as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
it is
of all people, they were
of
almost
all
annihilated by
people.
the Catholics for
Yeah.
daring to exist.
Yeah, but I mean, we do tend to self-destruct, don't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Rome, of course, went Byzantine, and then later the Germans, via Charlemagne, renamed it the Holy Roman Empire, and then the Byzantine became the Tartary, or we're not even 100% sure. But that's, of course, Genghis Khan's rule, and then they changed that after that to the Ottoman Empire.
And I
I don't,
honestly
I like
believe
Byzantine best.
Byzantine does sound good. I honestly believe that the HRE, the Holy Roman Empire, is probably the ideal governmental structure to ensure the most liberty for the people. Because a lot of the HRE's subjects were as free as anybody else.
Sure.
It was just because it was so decentralized. Yeah, they had the emperor, but largely the emperor, except for very few times, didn't have a ton of power. It was there, and he had power, but there was all the minor kingdoms, and then the duchies, and blah 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 blah. It was a great way, which is largely what our federated system is based off of, by the way.
Yeah.
It was a great way to distribute power, so it wasn't too centralized. Because what we know, humans are. It's not even that we're corruptible; it's that we're already corrupted. And
Yeah.
if you give somebody who has low moral character a ton of power, they're going to abuse it one way or
Yeah.
another. It's just
Well,
going to happen.
it's really about showing fealty to God is what the
Yeah.
Roman Empire was, and the Vatican took advantage of that shit a lot. Um,
No, not the
yeah,
vet. No, they
yeah.
would never take advantage.
No. And of course, the big thing that they had that they used a lot, and the wavering you're talking about is 100% France.
Of
France
course,
was their
this.
sword. And when they had a king that was a little bit, yeah, you guys are a bit noisy, their power was less. When they had a king that was 100%, meaning paid off, they were brutally ruthless and just evil, I guess is the
Yeah.
word I'd use. But yeah, no, there are many things like that, of course, throughout history. But particularly with the Byzantines, I like the idea of Byzantium, because Byzantium is a whole nother word, and it's not a mineral, although it should be.
Sounds like one.
Sounds like one. What it means is the concept of the new Babylon, right? It's the
Mhm.
concept of the Byzantine
Jason
Empire.
Babylon.
Yeah, but I just always loved that word Byzantium,
Funny
because
you
they,
went back to Babylon because I was just thinking about um we were talking about how you have even in Iran, which most Americans think of Iran as one. It's a big block. It's one ethnic block, or these are all Iranians, and they are in nation, but they're not in ethnicity. And I was thinking about we have even the Muslims have a similar story or the same story of the Tower of Babel and how
sure,
much wisdom there is in that story. Whether that actually happened or not is irrelevant. The wisdom of the story is the authority when in the Bible it's God decided that no, mankind cannot in fact get along. They cannot have this power and this unity because they will destroy themselves. So he divided them,
yeah,
and he divided them by basically ethnic lines. It says language, but it's the same thing. Uh, in the scripture anyway. And that was pretty much it. And ever since then, we've been trying to fight against this we'll call it an edict from God that we are not supposed to be united as one. He divided us for a reason, and he wants us to stay that way. And what it really is to me, if you want to take the religious aspect out of it, it's speaking to our deeper nature of tribalism that is so ingrained into our lizard brains that we can't turn it off. Even when we try to, even when we brainwash ourselves not to have it, we still can't turn it off. It's why you see these so-called progressives, these so-called hyper liberals who are they're not racist at all, I promise. And yet the very first thing they do when somebody who looks wrong, we'll call it, steps out of their little box that they've decided they belong in, is they become the most virulent racist you've ever seen.
Right.
It's because that is a hard programming inside of you, that tribalism. It's deep. It's deeper than you can even. It's in your nervous system. It's so deep. Babies have it. This idea that babies aren't born racist, incorrect. Actually, we've done lots of studies, and they do prefer people who look like them.
Yeah,
Even babies do.
which is not weird at all. But
No.
it's funny. I mentioned Babylon. You bring up Babylon. I end Babylon with their biggest enemy to the north was the Midians, and of course, who are the Midians? They're a bunch of Jews, and where did they become? Persia.
Good old Persia.
Yeah. Yeah, but the with the Umayyad uprising and then later this Sassanids and the all the other Aids that popped up. This was the old term before they went with Stan,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yeah, that whole part of the world has been nothing but war torn forever. The Middle East is just a battlefield.
Yep.
I can't even imagine how many people have died there. And keep this in mind. The whole time that they're killing each other because they have been. I don't care what religion they're under. They have been killing each other.
That's right.
They are the most. Now the Africans are probably more violent, but they're stupid. Yeah, I said it. And
Correct.
they can't manage any kind of major movement. The most successful one was literally a couple hundred years ago with the Zulus, which they're not even called the Zulus. I don't know why we call them the Zulus, but I'll use this word because you know it. And
Yeah.
that revelation of this tribe that was from the northern east coast that just marched its way across Africa and then down it, their revelation that allowed them to kick the ass of every other African tribe. The guy saw that in the past people wore shoes and therefore
Wait a
they
minute.
could travel longer. You know,
Wait a minute. Couldn't it be?
sandals. And he took their long hunting spears, which they used to really defend against lions and things like that, and shortened it down into almost like a sword. Genius. Genius.
Brilliant.
Then they ran right into the teeth of the Dutch, and the Dutch were like, Papa Breton, can you come over here and give us a little bit of a hand, please? Yeah. But the Middle East has been an absolute war torn place. There's no place on earth worse in history, not even close.
Yeah.
They just cannot stop murdering each other. They cannot. I'm surprised that they can even keep up with the babies making to survive. But I guess they'll give themselves a half a century or so every now and then to build up the ranks. I mean, because
They'll catch up.
look at the black community in America, right? During
Yeah.
our lifetime, my lifetime, the black population has declined.
That's correct.
And it's because the civil rights movement and welfare is what did it. But they're sitting at around 12% now. They kill 500,000 of their own every day in Planned Parenthood clinics. And their population is actually reducing. Of course, you know all the violence inside their community, half of all crime in America. That right there shows you attrition. That's attrition, baby, right? Um, but yet the Middle East manages to just keep up with it for thousands of years, dude, thousands of years. It's insane.
Yeah.
They're just their whole purpose in life forever. They're programming. Make as many babies as possible and then kill your enemy, right?
That's right.
It's insane. I mean, the Europeans have certainly some bloodlust, but it's not even close, dude. Then of course
No.
the Asians are useless at war, and they love to glorify it, but they've had very little war in their history, comparatively. It's insane, dude. I guess some would say, what about the old Toltecs and Incans and Aztecs and dude, no one gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just shut
They,
up.
they were so irrelevant that we don't even have history on most of them. They vanished. A
Well,
lot of them, they just disappeared.
the the Catholics burned all the books. Let's be fair.
Well, listen, they should have been stronger. I don't know what to tell you. You know who
Yeah,
didn't get the books burnt? The Spanish didn't. That's who did.
that's true. They didn't. I know this is a shift, but the Spanish took so much gold out of America, allegedly, right?
Mhm.
That they should be the power of Europe without question, because it's only a few hundred years ago, right? And they took so much crazy amounts of gold because they just landed on top of it, right? Just literally there to take off of shelves. And of course, a lot of it made it to the bottom of the sea. There's a lot of gold out there around that area. If you Someone in the future is going to find a lot. But they brought so much of this back to Spain. You would have thought that they would be the rulers of Europe, but yet they were destitute within a generation. I wonder why. Can you guess? Where did all the gold go? Any idea?
Where did it go? That's a
Where?
good question.
Where did it go? Well, I do know a large amount of it went into the churches.
Oh,
Literally gold adorned churches. You walk into some of those Spanish churches, they are gorgeous, to be fair.
that's definitely what Christ had in mind.
That's what it's
100%.
definitely had in mind.
Yeah,
So certainly use the resources for a building. Yeah, genius.
that's right. Yeah.
Uh, but um, but anyway, yeah, the Middle East is it is insane, dude. And I'd honestly just let them kill each other. And I think you're 100% right, what you said last time regarding Trump backing off of Iran,
Yep.
letting them handle it themselves. I think he's seeing that they're winning.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, it's better if they win by themselves. I mean, we can help a little bit, and we are, I guarantee you.
Oh
But
yeah.
they are winning. However, I was just about to go to Iran before you came on. We know there's a full-on revolution going on here against a foreign occupying force, right?
Yep.
That have been there 47 years, well, longer, but in charge.
Hmm.
But The news is reporting 30,000 dead civilians. No, I'm getting information that's much closer to 50. Um, that's a full-on war for America. 50,000.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Yep.
what did we lose in Vietnam? What is it, 36,000? Something like that.
57,000.
57. How many did we lose in the 2 decades in the Middle East? Not even close,
No, not
right?
no. Maybe
Not
I don't
even.
even think it was 10,000.
I don't even
I
think
really
so.
don't.
So 50,000 in a matter of what, 2 months?
Yeah.
It's a lot. But then again, like I said, there are a lot of videos coming out, and once you should be watching 2CTV if you're interested in what's going on there. And I say that because it's in English. He's Iranian who left. His family's still there. He's connected. He has people on the ground, right? There are other places covering it. But they don't speak English, and they're very biased toward the Muslim authority, right?
Of
Which
course.
it which includes Britain and France, by the way. Ha!
Of course. Yeah.
Can you
Muslim
believe
countries.
that shit, though, dude? I mean, the British and the French literally are siding with Khamenei, the Ayatollah. That is insane. But then again, Jimmy
Look,
Carter is the one that caused this problem, so I guess it shouldn't be. I shouldn't be
leftists
surprised.
will always side with Islamists because the core fundamental motivator, it's not even a belief, it's not even an ideological thought, it's the desire, is to destroy the white, that's important, Western world.
You're safe,
That's what they want to do.
Grimlock.
Well, he's part of it.
No,
Unfortunately,
no,
he is a
no.
half. He is a half.
Are you passing, Grimlock? Can you pass?
Depends on the hair. Yeah.
Depends on the hair. So just put a hat on, you could pass. Can you yo with the best of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you do practice. You never know how things will turn.
They
You never know.
they want to turn the whole world, the whole Western world, let's be honest, that's pretty much the world, into South Africa. That's what they want. They're very open about
It's
this.
true, Roger.
They hate the Europeans and the European diaspora, the real ones, the white people. They hate them. with a burning hot passion. And it's not because of some weird racial supremacy. A lot of people think it's the Jews that are doing it. It is some of them. But it's not that that's causing the average leftist to be this way. It is pure, unfiltered, undirected envy. They are so envious of our civilization that they know they are parasites of. They know they're parasites. So
Sure.
all they can do is hate the thing that sustains them. That's the only power they have in this equation. They know they can't build a civilization like our ancestors built. They know they couldn't possibly replace the civilization that our ancestors built. All they can do is destroy and leech off of what they built. And it's a testament to our ancestors that they have built something this enduring and powerful, that it's taken this long for these people to be this much of a problem. So you're asking, why is the UK, which is full of Marxists, and France, which is full on Marxists, doing what they're doing? It's because at the end of the day, they hate Western civilization. Not out of some ideological thing, not out of some racial thing, even though I know a lot of white supremacists want to think that. That's not even it. It's simple envy.
Yeah.
Simple envy.
Yeah, you see a lot of that, a lot of pettiness. Is true, but I do need to interject, and I'll let him continue here in a second. Chat, do me a favor and put one of those go send money thingies, crowdfunders, whatever they're called. We need to get Grimlock a permanent. Let's gather some monies for the
funny?
Grimlock, so he's safe. But yeah, and if you go watch any Jewish commentator, Ben Shapiro, perfect example. Watch and count how often they said, "Since when did Jewish people become white?" How often that they say that, right? They hate being lumped in with what they, of course, consider an enemy. But they do this a lot. Now, I'm not talking about the Jewish people. I'm just talking about the idea, of course. But they got a lot of seething hate in them. Those people, right?
They do.
And they're upset about a lot of stuff. And over my study of history, it's always been there's a few things that shock me. And one of those is how rabid the Americans are in their support of the Jew. Now, you should just support everyone, so I have no problem with it on principle. But it is shocking because America is a Protestant place, and the Jews are the enemy of your Savior, 100%. If you go read their extended books, because they have their own hadith, right? Keep in mind, the Muslims are just ripping off the Christians who are absolutely Jews, right? Their books are full of absolute disgust and hate for Jesus. They hate that dude, right? The Muslims are wickedly respectful of him, but not the Jews. And I never understood how in the hell the American Christians got to the point that they're like, we must protect the Jew. No, you don't.
How deep do you want me to get into this? Because I can explain it to you.
Well, I mean,
it's
are
very,
part of it.
very, very simple. I questioned the same things when I was growing up as a Protestant in a independent Baptist church, which meant the church was its own entity. It didn't have some governing body above it. And I always found it very strange. Now, my pastor growing up, in fairness, wasn't a Jew worshiper like a lot of these people. They're just straight. That's what they're doing. They worship Jews. It's weird. I don't know why they're like. I mean, I do know why. It's just strange to me. But that's what they do. To the point where I watched one of the most prominent speakers, one of the most prominent Protestant preachers. He's got this big mega church in San Antonio. He reaches millions of people on the radio every Sunday. Literally question whether or not Jews will automatically get into heaven. And I said, what? Why would Jesus, who, by the way, biologically a Jew, do everything he did if that was the case? For all of his initial followers, Jews. So why would they go and be like, yeah, we need to get saved by this guy or we're going to go to hell if Jews just get in? That's not what? That makes no sense. But that's the level of lionization that they've given to the Jewish people. Now, where it comes from, in America, the most popular common Bible is what's known as the Scofield Bible. Scofield Bible was a editorialized version of the King James Version Bible by a man named Scofield. And what he did was, which was very clever and very insidious, is he intentionally recontextualized certain interpretations to put more onus on the blood blessing, I guess we'll call it, the what's it called, the covenant between God and Abraham. The only problem is, well, that's heresy. That's a long-standing Christian heresy. The covenant was fulfilled with the birth of Jesus Christ. That was always the point of that covenant from day one. Through your blood, through your line, will come the Savior of the world. That was the promise, and because of that, I'm going to bless your people. That was it. It wasn't because they were special. It wasn't because God chose them. No. God chose Abraham. God chose Abraham because Abraham had faith. That's why God chose him. He's very clear on this. He had so much faith he was willing to kill his own son, sacrifice his own son, which God stopped in the Bible, right? That's the story. But he was willing to do it because God said so. That was it. God just said do it. He said, okay. He had so much faith that God said, because of your faith, I'm going to bless your bloodline. And he did. And his bloodline is Israel and the Arabs. Even the Arabs agree with this. They even consider Abraham their father.
Well, Israel and
Father
Ishmael,
Abraham.
right? Yeah.
Yes. And through them, through Israel, came the Savior, Jesus Christ, down the line of David. Now, here's where it got twisted. People like Mr. Hagee, that's his name, the guy I was talking about, the preacher, have twisted it so much because they've been, well, let's be honest, they're Zionists. They've been bought and paid by the Zionist lobby a very, very long time ago. I think I've told you this before, Chester. My pastor literally told me one time that he's had people come into his church, because I got into an argument with one of the deacons. I shouldn't have been doing that probably, but I did, about he was doing this, saying this weird Zionist stuff about how, basically kind of stuff that you're talking about. And I'm like, that's just not in the Bible. Where are you getting that from? Sorry, but the New Testament is very clear. The Jews fell away because they rejected Christ. Now, if when they correct that, boom, they're back in. But they fell away. God didn't break the covenant with them. They broke it with him. And so regardless, he was spouting all this weird Zionist stuff. I don't remember what he was saying, to be honest with you, but I remember the argument. And my pastor pulled me aside and he's like, you're right. And I've literally had Zionist organizations come here, representatives, and basically offer to pay off our because they had debt from building a new building,
right,
which a lot of people disagreed with it, but we did. Pay that off. We'll get rid of that as long as you preach this. Basically, just a straight bribe is what it was. And he was like, no, no, I preach the Bible. Thank you. Good day. And that was it. He literally told me this. And I was flabbergasted that existed. So I knew as a kid that these organizations were out here doing this. And you can imagine, right? Most pastors are going to be like, okay. Because it wasn't like they were asking them to preach against salvation. They're not asking them to preach that Christ isn't the Savior. It's none of that. It's just, maybe make it so Israel's the good guys. Maybe make it so, lean towards always defend Israel because they're the chosen ones. You see, they're chosen. So if you don't defend them, the nation of Israel, the current one, not the people of Israel, if you don't defend the nation of Israel, the current one, you're wrong because God's on their side. That's not at all what the Bible says. The Bible says, and by the way, if that's the case, then God broke his own rules, because numerous times in the Bible, God scatters the people of Israel. He allows them to be destroyed utterly many, many times, including after the death of Jesus Christ in 70 AD, actually after the death of Saint Stephen, my patron saint. Yeah. He allowed that to happen one more time, just like Jesus said it would. There is no Saint Chester. But my point is, where I'm going with this is, there's organizations out there who pay a lot of money, and this has been going on for decades, probably, I would say, at least 100 years. They go around and they quite literally bribe these churches, or they bribe the institutions that manage them.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Zionist. I should say Zionist money to be more clear.
it is Zionist. It's not. It's not. I mean, it's. There's Jews involved. Obviously, they're Zionists, but
Yeah,
it's
but it's
not
not all
Jewish
Jews.
people. It's the
It's
Zionists. There's plenty of anti-Zionist Jews out there. Plenty of them,
and to be
actually.
fair, the Middle Easterners do, the Muslims do separate the two, although they'll kill
Yep.
a normal Jew too.
Yes.
Most of their anger is directed. They use the word Zionist. They don't say Jew. That is to
Right.
be fair. To
Right.
be fair, yeah. Well, there you go. Money talks,
It-
baby.
It's all about them Benjamins, but that's
It
why
is.
it starts at the pulpits. The federal government has a program too. I can't remember what it's called, but it exists. They got it from the Nazis, which ironic that how many programs they stole from the Nazis and repurposed in America, to where they do a very similar thing. Now, usually they're done together, which is why it's so insidious. And what it is you weren't supposed to be able to talk politics directly from the pulpit. Every pastor I've ever known did it anyway, but you weren't supposed to, right? Up until Trump changed that in his first term, it was against the law. You would lose your non-tax status if you did so. Okay, fine. That was how they get you. So you weren't allowed to talk against the government from the pulpit, or you'd lose your tax exemption, and then now the government wants your money as a church, which most churches, I know a lot of people think churches are all rich. The vast majority of American churches are not. They're very, very low budget, or their budget's very, very tight.
Yeah.
But regardless, and I know for a fact because I was a member of that church, and in the Constitution for that church, any member could look at the budget at any time. It was complete transparency.
Sure.
There was no hiding it.
Yeah. Why
So-
should there be? It's a church.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, my point is these people think, a lot of people think that these churches have a lot of money. They don't. So what do you do as a pastor who's devoted his entire life to this ministry, and some guy says, "Hey, look, maybe we make that debt go away. Maybe we pay this off for you. Maybe we do this or another thing, as long as you just say these little things. Not even things that are necessarily wrong, but they're just reframings, recontextualizings that push people towards one rapacious belief, which is exactly what they have. It's very, against what Jesus obviously wanted. Jesus didn't want you to focus entirely on one group of people like that. He was very clear on this. He came, and this was many arguments he had with the Jewish elders of the time. In fact, I would say most of them were that he dared to violate their traditions, and he dared to preach to the Gentiles. How dare you do such a thing?
And that's probably is what ticked them off in that regard. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where the message has been completely bastardized by people who aren't even of the faith. They don't care about Christ. They would much rather see Christianity wiped off the face of the earth than submit to it. They would much rather have us all destroyed. It's very clear. These are the same people, if you look back, you were talking about them, that ended up writing the Talmud and all their other books. These were the same people that the book of Revelation calls the synagogue of Satan. These were evil, evil people who were Jewish elders who were outright persecuting the early church all over the empire, horrifically. Yeah. So it's an old battle. It's as ancient as it gets. And the Jews who do this weird thing that just because they're part European or even mostly European, who pretend like they don't hate Europe's history, just ask them about Rome. Ask them about old Hadrian. See how they think about him. Bet they don't have a good opinion on Mr. Hadrian. Or Titus. They don't like him much either. So this idea that these people, like you said, that they'll do this thing where they're very clear that they're not white, they're not Europeans.
Oh, they get upset about that, boy.
Yeah. Well, okay, fine, but okay. The problem that they have is their behavior has largely, not only them, China's a big part of it too, but their behavior has largely facilitated this rise of European identitarianism, of white identitarianism, whatever you want to call it, in the youth. Like the people under 30, the young white men, bro, they scare me. I'm like, chill, guys, damn.
No,
and
good for them,
it's no, I'm happy for them. I'm being facetious. I'm happy that we've gotten to the point now where people aren't afraid. Like even Elon Musk, he's out here talking about how ridiculous it is. You can go on Wikipedia or whatever and look up Black Pride and all the different colors or whatever. And it doesn't say anything about this being any way offensive. But if you look at white pride, it's immediately racist and
Right.
neo-Nazi and all these
Oh no.
buzzwords. It's like, what? No, it isn't.
You don't have.
What?
Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. Even the ones who
Yeah,
support it, they know. They know.
yeah.
Um,
It's
might
bullshit.
might I throw Grimlock a gigantic monkey wrench into the conversation? Might I?
Sure.
Oh, Grimlock gives me permission. This whole conversation with Thundero there, with thank you very much, by the way,
Hmm.
started with John the Baptist because he's a Baptist,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
So here is my monkey wrench. Um,
Throw it.
on the use of names, right?
Hmm.
Now, everyone today says Jesus, right?
Yes, that's right. Emmanuel.
From the Latin Isus, right?
That's right.
However, let's
Or the
take a
ancient
look.
Hebraic Joshua. It's the same name.
Well, let me break it down in etymologically for you,
Hmm.
if I might.
Let's hear it.
Now, uh, the reason the Latins use Jesus or Isus instead of Yeshua,
Hmm.
because these names are not related, right?
Hmm.
Is because the Greeks said Iesus, right? And the Septuagint was written by the Greeks in the Greek, right?
That's right.
And that's where the Latins translated their Bible, and of course later the King James as well. Now, here's the problem, right? If you go back and read the Greek stuff and all the accounts and all the information, because they were looking at it from a scholarly point of view, right? Not a religious one, not a
That's right.
theocratic one.
It was
Um,
archival.
yes. But if you
Hmm.
go back and read the records, which, I have, um,
Hmm.
when they mention Isis, or Isis as they would pronounce it, they're not talking about Yeshua. They're talking about Isis, the king of Petra, who was one of four people who threw their hat in the ring to become the new emperor when the emperor died, because his mother was directly related to Augustus, right? So he had a right to push it, right? There were four of them, and
Yeah.
he got a lot of backing from the Hebrew people, the Jewish people. A lot of money came into him through them, and he
Yeah.
was an older man, already had a bunch of kids. But one of the things he did to prove himself, because one of the more powerful of the money lenders and the money people in Jerusalem were part of the Galilean sect, right? Yeah, I know. You think it's a lake. It's not. Um, and what they would do is they would basically dress like women, but before they joined the order, they would cut their balls off and throw them in the nearest nearby door, which is weird. And he did this, which is why he's also called the Wounded King. He
Hmm.
shows up in the Arthurian tales because the Templars brought that story back, but they couldn't tell it directly or they would be, executed by the church. But nevertheless, that is, I'm not going there. Okay. But the Greeks were referring to this king who made a fair run at trying to become the new emperor of Rome. He failed. Vespasian won, right? And the whole story of him being taken off the cross because he was crucified, and then saved by that other Joseph guy, right? And
Yep.
sent to prison up
Arimathea.
in, of Arimathea, sent to the prison they had up in Ireland. Yeah, they had a prison in Ireland, a political one. Okay. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? Anyway, and he was there for a while, and it's even rumored that when he left, he ended up in the Hindu Kush, which brings up all the stories of Jesus being over there, right? because he was. Now, that's a dude named Jesus, right? And it was completely political. It had nothing to do with any kind of, salvation campaign. Had nothing to do with it. It was military political play, and he failed, right? That's what the Greeks were writing about, and that's why they called him Isus. Now, in more modern times, people are like, well, his name was actually Yeshua, which we think goes back to the name Joshua. Well, okay, I've seen the etymological evidence for this, but let me break it down for you like this. At the time when, this was all happening, there was nobody using the terminology Yeshua. No one was using that. The name that of Joseph at that time had already evolved into Josepha already. And we have Josephus, one of the more famous historians of that period, right? A lot of good stuff you can read from him. I suggest you do. It's interesting insight to the Roman world. But it already etymologically had evolved, right? No one was saying Yeshua. So let's take a look at what John means and what Yeshua means, right? Because they both have the same root, Yah, which is Yahweh, God, right? So John the Baptist, his name John, and for all of you out there who have that name, it means God is gracious, is what it means, right? And for Yeshua, which is a very old term, remember at that time it already had evolved into something different, right? Means God, Yahweh, is salvation. Okay, so they're the same kind of meaning, right? Same kind of thing. And there's a lot of people, and if you go look at some of the terminology that the Romans were using for the various rebels that were running around, and some of these Jews that they respected, prominent amongst them, John the Baptist, they refer to him in multiple ways. As a matter of fact, Pontius Pilate, you've heard me reference this because he's the person who gave an actual physical description. Even though if you go watch it, historians, we have no idea what Jesus looked like, even though we have letters. Okay. But in that letter, he doesn't call him Jesus. He doesn't call him Yeshua. Well, he does reference him once as Yeshua, but then later he just calls him John.
Yep.
So there has been forever, since those days, a long tradition that Yeshua is just this kind of weird fantasy character of the Greeks because of the misunderstanding. And Isus, Jesus, was the king vying for the throne, and John the Baptist was the Messiah. Now, it brings me to a question. Why do Baptists call themselves Baptists?
Because they believe in submerged baptism.
Why?
They get that from John the Baptist. They believe that's how he baptized.
That's right. So why would John the Baptist matter one iota to a bunch of Christians, literally the Christ? No, so no comeback. So my monkey wrench just landed squarely. And
I was chewing, because he is. Well, I wouldn't say this is true with most Baptists, but I would say he should be. He should be almost lionized, very equal. At least if we're going by the Bible that we have, not the actual historical record and everything, but what people believe in the religion. It's very clear that aside from Jesus Christ, he's probably number 2 when it comes to prophets, when it comes to significance, when it comes to piety. He's right there. He's also
so who's
Christ's
number 1
first,
then?
Jesus. He's also Christ's first martyr.
I see.
He's martyred for Jesus. He's the first one, and because he might have called somebody a whore, but she was. In fairness, he wasn't wrong.
Well,
So
we don't
he's
know
also
if
the
Mary
cousin.
Magdalene was a whore or not.
No,
I
not
think.
Mary. It wasn't Mary. It was Herod's wife.
Oh,
I can't remember what her name was, but she
I
was
saw.
she
Okay,
was
no,
a whore.
I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and she wanted his head, and Herod said okay.
And she got. Yeah,
Um,
that's right. Yeah, they had nothing to
yeah,
do with Jesus, by the way.
yeah.
But then
Well,
again,
the reason he was out there preaching was because he was preaching the coming of the Christ. That's what he was doing. He was trying to get them to repent, repent, and ye shall be saved was his main message. Uh, and he was calling her a whore because she was one,
yeah.
quite
But
literally.
I mean, my point I'm making is everything is convoluted. We don't know what exactly is what, right? Now
Correct.
that doesn't change the message, I suppose. That's true. But if you want to compare, because you said he's the second, I would argue he's the first. He was far more devout and far better a prophet of Yahweh than
Mhm.
Yeshua was.
Think so?
Far, oh
I would.
yes,
I don't know if I'd say that in the canon Bible. Now, if you go and look at everything else, got a better argument. But in
100%. Yeah,
the 66 books of the Protestant Bible, nah, it's pretty clear. It's
dude,
Jesus, it's the King, the top man, the
Yeshua,
top
the
dog.
biblical Yeshua. Now, Son of God kind of trumps everything. Gotcha,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a big
But
trump card.
for basically 30 years, the guy whinged and whined about his burden,
Mhm.
right? He whinged and whined about it forever. And then, even during the story, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which is the only thing you really need, all the rest of it, some people would say is heretical. Just keep that in mind. Um,
Yep.
Even in that, he whinges and whines constantly. When
Well, he's a
does,
Jew.
yeah, but when does John balk? When does
No,
John
John's a
balk?
badass. We can't. Nobody can say John ain't a bad. He's that dude. He'll
Yeah,
get right in a king's face and tell him he's a piece of crap. He don't care.
yeah. I'm
And,
just
and
saying.
to the point where in that Chosen show, they have a little scene where they added where Jesus and John are talking because they're cousins in the canon, right? They're cousins, and they're talking to each other. And Jesus is like, he's not scolding him. It's more playful, like he's talking about his methods and how blunt he is. And John just basically tells him maybe you should be that way. And one of the things that is interesting that they did is that was used as foreshadowing for later when Jesus does start to get more aggressive with the leaders of the country and of the Jews. He even echoes his line like when he calls them a brood of vipers or a generation of vipers, depends on
Yeah,
your
well, the
translation, but
money
basically it just
lenders.
means
Yeah,
they're snakes. He got that line from John. John was calling them that, calling them a generation of vipers, a brood of vipers, a pit of vipers. Very common insult. Uh, that's where he got that from. John had said that before. So it's a very interesting little thing that they did where they kind of in a way show that. And I've always used John the Baptist as the perfect, because a lot of people will say no, you can't be mean to the bad guys, you can't be mean to the oppressors, you can't say mean words to people in power, you're supposed to submit to them. And I say, what about John the Baptist? You saying so he was wrong? Jesus didn't say he was wrong. Jesus went right to him, let him baptize him, by the way, Jesus didn't have any problem with his tactics. If he did, why didn't he say something? Didn't have a word about it. He went to the man and had him baptize him in the River Jordan. So maybe you're wrong, people. Maybe Jesus wasn't as much of a pussy as you think he was. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me nuts. But John the Baptist was a guy who was literally considered a mad prophet because he wouldn't stop. He'd come after you.
yeah,
He was hitting the people in power with every accusation there was. And the truth of it is they were true. He wasn't lying. He was just telling the truth. And of
yeah.
course, what happens when you tell the truth? You usually get killed. So that's usually what happens throughout history.
Now, here's the thing, though, and I get your point on that, but there's a couple of points that I would make. One thing that John the Baptist was very famous for was a certain article of clothing he wore. Do you know what that is?
I do not. What was it?
It's a hirsute vest. It's literally like the later Catholics would whip themselves self-flagellate in the face of God, like the Jews created circumcision to apologize to God. That's why they did it,
Mm.
right? A hirsute, a jacket, or a vest was meant to be uncomfortable. That's the whole point. So he made himself uncomfortable intentionally, and he was very well known for it, right? Wearing this vest all the time. Now, if you go back and you look at early Christian art, right? And I'm talking around
Mhm.
that period of the revolution of the the uprising that was put down by Vespasian and his son, of course, who you already mentioned. Um,
Mhm.
but if you look, we get two bits of art going on, right? One is of one of the speakers and prophets of John, not John. And he's a clean shaven, clean faced guy, right? And his name is Yeshua, right? Then we
Mhm.
have a lot more art that, of course, follows itself into the future here, uh, with another guy with a beard and a hirsute vest, who is the Christ. So these are the earliest art forms we have show John the Baptist as the Messiah, not Yeshua. And if you look at modern art of Jesus, he always has a beard. He's always got that look on him. He looks like John. He doesn't look like Yeshua because Pilate even described Yeshua speaking because he was a speaker. He was a person who was quite active in Jerusalem. Now, keep in mind, John spent most of his time going up and down the Jordan River, right? Which is not in Jerusalem, right? But Yeshua was one of his people, or a high ranking people. And Pilate describes Yeshua, but he also
Mhm.
refers to him as John, which is interesting. And he is clean shaven, the person
Mhm.
Pilate is talking about. So I find this very, very interesting that we have this mix, but what survives into modern time is an image of John, not Yeshua, because John was bearded. We have many accounts of it because at that
Mhm.
time it was popular to be clean shaven because of the Romans. The Romans didn't care for the beards, right?
Or long hair.
Or long hair. So
Mhm.
they had short hair and they had shorn faces. However,
That's right.
John was a rebel. He had long hair and a beard, and
Wild man.
he looked like a frickin' barbarian, right, with his hirsute vest. And it's just interesting. All of the, to be fair, circumstantial evidence around that whole concept of the Baptist, right?
Mhm.
And what's the truth of it? But I do know that the image most people have of Jesus is of John, not Yeshua. Now, now Pilate does give a description of Yeshua, and it's a clean-shaven man with golden hair and light
Yeah,
eyes and light skin, and he's very tall
that's right.
and he's an amazing speaker. That so we know what he looked like. We know a lot more about John. Now, isn't that interesting? We have very little. There is some, but very little contemporary evidence for Yeshua.
Mhm.
Right? Very little. We have people talk about this guy, but we don't get descriptions. There's not much information on him. But John, dude, we have books on him that have nothing to do with the Christians, by the way. That
Mhm.
dude was well known. He was a rebel rouser, he was a troublemaker, he was well known to Rome,
Yes.
right? And we know exactly what he looked like, and he looks just like that guy. The only difference is they took off the hirsute vest because he looks like a frickin' savage, and put him in nice, godly robes.
All comics is funny.
Sign says long-haired, freaky people may not apply. Romans. Yeah, dude, the Romans didn't care for long hair or beards. They didn't let it care for it. They were very conservative. Hollywood likes to make you think the Romans were a bunch of deviants.
No,
They weren't.
no.
I
Mm-mm.
mean,
No.
where do we find the deviance in Rome? Do we find it in the city of Rome or any of the other cities around the world called Rome? No. We find them in military next to cities or towns next to military encampments because they
Yep.
had brothels for the military dudes because they don't have no women and you don't want them
The
raping the locals, right?
the
Uh,
cohorts.
the
Well, there's also
cohorts.
good money.
It's
You could
also
get them
good
around
money.
there. They make
And
some money. Everybody wins.
that's right. And
Everybody wins.
unfortunately, one of the most preserved Roman things we have is Herculaneum, which the public doesn't even know it exists because the historians keep that to themselves. But to the east of Herculaneum is another city that was buried by Vesuvius. And It's called Pompeii. And
Mm-hmm.
Pompeii, of course, has been opened right up to the public. It's a freaking walking museum, dude. And in there are brothels everywhere, dude. There
Yep.
is lewd graffiti, lewd imagery, lewd everything. What they failed to tell you is right literally attached to the town, part of it is a gigantic military encampment because what Pompeii was an R&R place for the
It was
military.
Vegas.
It was Vegas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So,
It
but
was Las Vegas.
my point being is that Hollywood has made you think that Romans were decadent and deviant, and they were not. They were
No, they
not. They
weren't.
were very conservative.
Yep.
And that's why they killed emperors who got out of control. An
That's right.
emperor, right? Caligulus. Now, Caligula. Now, to be fair, that's probably a lot of propaganda on that guy. To be fair,
Oh,
but
right away.
there probably is. But nevertheless, we know he was into something. And the
Mm-hmm.
Praetorian Guard was like, nope. And they put him out, right? Nero was doing really well, beloved by the Romans, beloved by the Praetorians, and even to some extent the Senate. And then he went crazy after he
Right.
murdered his wife. And then he was so distraught from it, he took a look. Because keep in mind, he was nearly 8 foot tall. Nero was a freaking giant, right? He took some
Mm-hmm.
little actor that was running around the court doing acting stuff, and they made him grow his hair out long. They cut his balls off and his dick, and turned him into his fake wife. And the Praetorians like, no, no, no,
Nope. We
and they
won't be
dealt
doing
with
that.
it. Because these are the only two emperors you hear about doing weird ass shit, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Think about Julius. Do we have any stories of Julius getting up to orgies or other weird hedonistic shit? Any?
No. Well, there was propaganda in the day that he slept with a bunch of Gaul women, but I don't know if that's true. It's
That
probably just
doesn't
propaganda.
count. The French are all loose anyway.
Well, those were the stories, though. But again, it's probably not even true. It's probably one of those
Probably
things
not.
like, it was just a look how manly he is type shit, right?
Right. And it's also
Because
the
that's been going
Germans
on for forever.
have been molesting Gallic women. The Germanics have been molesting Gallic women for like ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's
Which
German.
I don't get.
So you know.
I don't find French women that attractive personally. I don't know.
No, well, no.
Give up for me.
Mainly it's the attitude. Although Grimlock has an opinion. Grimlock, tell us all about the Frenchies.
French fries?
The French ladies.
Oh, I have no opinion on the French ladies. I have not encountered one in
I
quite
have
a while.
encountered a couple. Yeah. Now I would say a Spanish girl is because Latino girls, they have a reputation they need to live up to, you see. The French girls, as the French in general, just don't care about you. They don't care about anybody that's not French because it's cultural, right? The Italians and the Spanish, Latin types, which French are technically part of it, but they. Anyway, the Latin type girls, they have a reputation. Their reputation is you have to be sassy little bitch, but to back that up, you need to be a demon in the bed, and I can attest, it is true. Yeah. Don't pass up an opportunity for a Latin girl flashing them those eyelashes at you. Don't pass it up.
Listen, they're fun, but like I
they're
told my brother-in-law, but he wouldn't listen. They're for play. You don't You don't
no,
get them
no,
pregnant. You don't
mm-mm,
marry them.
no,
You don't bring them home to
no,
mama.
no.
You put them over here for play, and you
That's right.
play with them. And they love it, by the way. They're fine with this. They're
They
all
do.
horny as hell. They're
Yeah,
good with it.
they are.
But you try and make them into. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, Chester.
No.
And these are genetic hoes. Not all of them. There's good ones out there, but the ones who are for play, they know what they're for.
Yeah.
They're fine with it.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
They're fine with it.
Yeah. And that's what I did. I found a wife. A wife.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
right.
found. And I was
Like the
smart person. I made a good decision.
like the Muslim once famously said. There was a Muslim guy who once, I can't remember his name, but he was living in London, and he said, a lot of women in London, plenty of women in London, not a lot of wives though. Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And when it comes to the Latinas, plenty of Latinas, plenty of them out there, and they're ready to party. Not a lot of wives in that bunch
Dude.
though, because they'll stab you. They're crazy.
Grimlock.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I got a story for you. Are we deep enough in? Shit, we're an hour.
Oh, boy.
No problem. I got
Here
a
we go.
story for you, Grimlock. There's a little Mexican girl story. More Spanish than native, right? You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And we were just starting to date, but this is back in the day where when I was young, there was the 3-date rule, right? On the third date is when after the third date is when you have sex, right? That was the rule.
Mhm.
And it worked really well because the girl can make it. Girl knows within the first few minutes if she's going to sleep with you anyway. Just keep that in mind, guys. But
Yep.
whatever. We had the 3-date rule, and it worked really well, actually. And it was the third date, and I forget what we did. Putt, maybe? Whatever. Anyway, I bring her back to my place. And I had a small beach house at that. Well, it wasn't small, but I had a beach house at that time. And uh, I literally come in the door. I walk in to the kitchen. I'm looking at maybe getting some refreshments, right? And I turn around and ask her, I come back out, ask, what would you like to drink? She's naked, right? And she's
Nice.
like, looking at me like, "Why are you not naked?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." So I proceeded to equal her in enthusiasm, and she ran across the room, dude, jumped up in my arms, latched on like a frickin' leech. I mean, dug in, dude, right?
Mhm.
And of course, I got a hold of her on her bottom, right? And she don't weigh nothing for me. But she proceeded to get me inside of her, and dude, I've never had a woman jackhammer me, dude. Holy shit! That girl was her waist was like on a 90-degree pendulum swing,
Yep.
dude, and she was just, oh my god! I mean, I was bruised, Grimlock, bruised. And Grimlock,
I do crawl away.
dude, I did. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever had a girl. You know what I mean, right? You ever had a girl
Yeah.
jackhammer on you like that? You ever had that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude, it's cool as shit to see a girl do. I've had several try, but that girl was like professional. She could levitate.
Well, she might have been professional, Chester. You never know. These women, you never know. They're real good at hiding
No, she wasn't. She was just a normal girl. But holy shit, dude. And she was Latina. That's the reason why I tell that story.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Unbelievable. If you find a girl that could just leave her up into you, and then of course you get on the bed and she can give you even better dig in on that. Holy
Yeah.
crap, dude.
It's a
You
good
have
time.
to. There's a lot of thinking about baseball, Booster. Lots of baseball thoughts. And I'll tell you what, it works. It works. Baseball does work.
That's funny.
Swinging that bat.
Usually me, it's second baseman trying to steal third. I don't know why. But that's my
old Alan over here is correct though. They're for fun, but you have to understand the vast majority of them are one, crazy, and two, once they hit a certain age, they don't age graceful. They just fall
All
apart.
That's true,
Latinos.
all
Alex.
women are
Yeah, that is true.
Yep.
crazy. They're just bilingual crazy.
Well, yeah,
No,
but Latinas are another level.
they
They're
are
real
another
fucking crazy.
level. There is a spark in them, um,
Yeah,
that is different than other women. I can attest to this. There's a spark in them, and I
and it's
know
fun
the
for a
French are
while.
technically of the Romance languages. I get it,
Mhm.
but they're a little different. Although they are known for lovemaking, right? The French. And keep in
Yep,
mind the word romance does come from Roman. That's directly
right.
what the word means.
Mhm.
But yeah, Latinas. Now this was a little Spanish girl.
What time did you realize your wallet was missing?
No, no, no.
Ah,
I actually knew her family. They went to the same church as I did growing up, right?
that's funny.
Yeah. She
Church
was
girls.
just she is what I would refer to as a nympho, right?
Yeah,
She
Latina.
but dude, she scared me though.
I had one, Chester, before long before I was married, obviously. I had one. It was literally every day,
Yeah.
sometimes twice a day.
Yeah, well, I don't
And
have
I
a
was
problem
just
with that.
like, well, at the time I didn't either, but now just the thought of that, I'm like, it's too much. I'm not
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah,
That's
no,
too
twice a week's good. But it's good. But the thing that scared me about her wasn't that. I mean, that was great. It was, dude, go to the movie theater. All she wants is the dick. You
Yep.
go to a pizza shop, get pizza. She wants to drag me in the toilet for a quickie. Every damn place, dude.
Well, she wants the baby, is what she wants, Chester. That's what she was trying
Well,
to do.
whatever. But I mean,
She
it
was
was.
trying to trap her a white boy. That's what she was doing.
But
I
I
know how they
was.
work.
Yeah, that's fine. But I was like, it's a bit much,
She
control
wanted the big
yourself, woman.
kaiju. She wanted the big tamale. That's what she wanted.
Yeah. Well, dude, she knew how to ride on it, I tell you that.
X-rated stream.
I'm sorry.
We're
I'm sorry. It's my fault. But it's like my stripper story time. Because I
Was
got
she
some
a stripper?
stories. No, no, she wasn't.
No.
She's just a
Yeah.
normal girl. It's I've only dated a few Latinas,
Mm-hmm.
and or encountered a few Latinas, but she's in my memory for legendary fucks though, right?
Yep.
There are a couple of girls, and the other two that are in my head are different. They're in there for different reasons, but just her ability to control her hips the way she did, dude, was wow.
Yep.
It's impressive. She was so flexible. But she was so damn eager, just eager, eager.
Yep. That's the
Um,
that's the thing that you can't forget right there. That's it. That's the thing that sealed her into your mind was the
yeah,
eagerness.
so eager.
There's
Yeah,
something about it. Something
and she
about it
was
with a
cute too.
female. The
Yeah.
more eager they are, the better it is for you.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's all mental. I mean, for women more so than men.
Yep.
True. It's genetic. But even men, it is mental. That's why I've never done this because I don't get it. But that it explains why people will role play, right? It
Yes.
explains why people get up to weirder and weirder shit because it's in their head. They can't just be a caveman and just get to it, right? Which is me.
Right.
I'm caveman philosophy, right? But it is what it is.
Which
But
is the lack of philosophy.
yeah, that's right. Fuck it. Why is your brain on at that moment? Just shut it off, right? You don't need the brain. You have a secondary, tertiary brains for such
In your
thing.
balls.
That's right. But yeah, but then again, a lot of girls I remember, and particularly the one I married, it isn't all about the sex anyway.
Yeah.
It's about other things. I mean, my wife, I married her for all of the correct reasons, right? Because she's better than me,
That's right.
morally, and ethically, and she is dedicated to being a mother. And if you're gonna marry
Mhm.
someone, you want a mother, right? It's the general
Right.
idea is to have kids. So they're not the same thing. 100%, they're not the same thing. Now, if you can find a girl who's a great wife and also gives full effort in the bedroom, rock on, dude. Rock on.
I did.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I married her. Um,
I noticed that Grimlock has gone completely silent.
He's probably playing Marvel Rivals.
I don't know how we went from
Uh,
talking about Jeebus
I was having a little sneeze attack.
to
well,
talking
bless you.
about wild ass Latinas. I don't know. I guess they're connected.
You did that. That
I
was
did.
you. That was 100% you.
I only take partial responsibility.
And on a Sunday, no less.
And on a
Yeah,
Sunday, no less.
on
Well,
the
Sunday
Lord's Day.
night, and it's Monday for me. All right. And to be fair, the Sabbath is Saturday. It's literally in the name. But
Yeah.
I have no idea why the Baptists do Sunday. Someone can explain it to me.
Well,
Or
all of Christians do now, except for the Catholics, but we don't
yeah.
talk about them.
Well, every other religion does Saturday, dude. Everybody's Saturday. It's just the Protestants that are not. But anyway, I'm going to get coffee. It's a perfect segue for Thundero to explain
Yes.
in great detail. Go ahead.
I don't have
Yes.
an answer. I've asked that same question.
you-
The only answer I've ever been given is it's because Jesus resurrected on a Sunday. And I'm like, yeah, but that was one Sunday. That wasn't it wasn't every Sunday. But okay. Yeah. I genuinely don't know. It's a very strange thing to me because I actually do agree that the Bible is very, very clear. The Sabbath is Saturday. It is the last day of the week, not the first day of the week. But what's weird is in America, especially a lot of people, because of the way our work week works, think that Monday is the first day of the week. No, incorrect. Monday is the second day of the week. Sunday is the first day of the week. So I think it's probably simply just the tradition of it. It's because Sunday is the first day of the week. It's the day that Jesus resurrected in the resurrection story, and I really just think that's how it started, and it just kind of stayed there. But also, for a lot of Protestants, I'd say probably all of them, the Sabbath, the day of rest, Saturday, a lot of them moved it from Saturday to Sunday. Except for some reason the preachers and the people who run the churches, they have to work. But I don't know. It's a very strange tradition. I don't know why it's done the way it is. I'm sure if you looked it up, you could find it, but it is what it is. I personally actually do agree. I don't agree with everything else when it comes to like the sects, we'll call it, of Christianity that do still keep the Sabbath as the day that they worship. But I do agree that the Sabbath is, obviously Saturday, and it should be held to a higher standard by most Protestants. I don't really know why it's not, other than that they're just taught not to, which is strange to me because, it's literally one of the 10 Commandments. It's right in there. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. So it would be very nice if, I've said this for a very long time, if Christians actually read their Bibles, the books that they claim to, live their life by. But many of them don't. That's just the truth. Many of them just go to church when church is open, and they let the preacher do his preaching, and that's about the end of their thought process on what's in that book. Maybe they'll read a little bit here or there, or they'll get like a study guide and they'll follow it. But that's not really the same thing as having an actual intimate knowledge relationship with the scripture. You should read it. You should read all of it, even the boring parts, especially the boring parts, and you should understand it. If you're going to sit there and tell me that you believe this thing. Now, it's not required. That's the thing that a lot of people also miss. It's not required to be a Christian. You don't have to know a lick of scripture. All you have to know is Jesus Christ. But I do find it very hypocritical is too strong of a word, but very unfortunate how many so-called Christians, it's one of the reasons I don't like to call myself a Christian, know very, very little, if anything, about the actual Bible. Many of them will know a lot about the Gospels. Many of them will know about some of the New Testament, and maybe even the more, the first 5 books of the Old Testament. They'll know a lot about that. but they don't really get into to any of it, and they definitely don't get into the original writings, the original transcripts, which is a shame because, as Chester was alluding to, there is quite a lot of nuance that's lost in every translation I've seen, because a lot of it was written in Greek. What wasn't written in Greek was written either in Latin or, excuse me, or in Hebrew. And Hebrew and Greek are two of the most sophisticated languages to ever exist. Ancient Greek is very sophisticated, and that sophistication means that if you change one little thing here or there, you can change the entire context of what somebody's saying. Great example is everybody's heard the idea that Christians are supposed to turn the other cheek, as if Jesus was telling you to allow people to abuse you. No, that's not what he meant. And since the audience he was talking to would understand exactly what he meant, he didn't elaborate further because he didn't need to. But what he meant was turning the other cheek was an insult to the person. It's we do it today, right? Somebody hits you and you're like, all right, hit me again. It's basically the same thing. It was a different cultural context for why it meant that. It was basically the same thing. It's a challenge. I'm not afraid of you. You don't scare me. Because you're not supposed to be afraid. One of the great heresies, I would say, of modern Christianity is the fear. There's a lot of fear-mongering for things that don't matter in a lot of these churches, whether it be this weird push about something we have to protect gay people to, or just in general about Israel, or, yada, 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 yada. There's infinite fear porn in a lot of these churches nowadays. And that is I would say it's a direct heresy, because the phrase that is repeated the most in Scripture is "do not be afraid." Do not be afraid. Have no fear. Even by Jesus Christ, he says it multiple times himself in various ways, including directly. You are not supposed to despair as a believer in God. It is, in fact, I would say, one of the most egregious sins, because it almost always comes from pride. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of losing? Marcus Aurelius said it, and I wish Christians would hear this and contextualize it into their faith more. He basically said he owns nothing, so why should he be afraid of losing it? Correct. Jesus himself says this, and everybody, again, this is why the context of when the words it's actually written in matter. A lot of Christians have taken it, and this is because of the Council of Nicaea and because the Romans wanted it this way. But a lot of Christians have taken the famous render unto Caesar that which is Caesar. Yes, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar, render unto God that which is God's, as an endorsement of paying taxes to the exorbitant, doesn't matter, blah, 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 blah. That's not what Christ was saying at all. Christ was mocking the tax collectors, because everything is God's. Everything. So what he was saying is this coin here, he was effectively foreshadowing what Marcus Aurelius would say. This coin here that has the face of the emperor on it is nothing. It means nothing. He doesn't actually own this coin. The emperor owns nothing. He has nothing. Everything is God's. So yeah, go ahead, give him his coins. It doesn't matter. He was dismissing the entire concept on a fundamental level. But you don't get that if you read it in the English translation. If you read it in the English translation, it sounds exactly like how people say it is, but that isn't what he was clearly saying if you read it in the original text, which I was talking about while you were gone. Another example of that is turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek was an insult. It is not submission. You are insulting the person who slapped you. That is what you're doing. It was designed to be an insult. Jesus was not saying allow people to slap you. Jesus was saying challenge people who slap you. Tell them that it's very similar to the idea of, somebody hits you and you're like, is that all you got? Right? You're just mocking. Or I've literally done this. I had a guy hit me in the face. I looked at him and smiled. He didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
Hit me again. Come on. It's the same idea.
Alan, you're going to start a battle. The war is going to come on you, dude.
Which it's interesting that the Emperor of Rome, at one of its peaks, wrote the words that "What have I lost if I own nothing?" or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he meant. Um, that's a very interesting insight into mortality, right? None of this is permanent. I might be the ruler of this empire, but it's not mine. At the end of my life, it's gonna go to someone else. He owns nothing. He has no actual owner, no permanence, because he's not immortal, which is exactly what Jesus was saying, right? Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar, render unto God that which is God's. It's the same exact principle, but you wouldn't put that together unless you read it in the original
Right.
transcripts
But
and
it
understood it.
also comes across as the kingdom of man is not important,
Correct.
is also what it means.
He's
And
dismissing it.
yeah, but Alan, Marcus Aurelius, therefore Stoicism, would say that money is a tool and you should master all tools.
Yep.
That's what how he would say. He wouldn't say you will own nothing and be happy. I get the joke though. That's definitely not. Actually, Stoicism and capitalism go hand in hand in the most beautiful way.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stoicism is all about, and it's unfortunate it's pretty much only men follow Stoicism.
Mm-hmm.
But Stoicism is, to sum it up, if you could, I would say this: understand thine own nature and then master that nature. Meaning, you are
That's right.
human, we have our natural instincts, we are self involved, right? We are self serving. Understand that and utilize that to the, don't hide behind it, don't ignore it. Understand what you are and maximize it.
That's right.
That's what Stoicism is. Stoicism also, some of the best teaching in Stoicism is really how to interact with the world. It really is a guide on how to be charismatic and how to be socially capable,
Mm-hmm.
right? It really gives you a full understanding of psychology and how people act, and it gives you examples of different types of personalities and how best to deal with them in your journey. Yeah, you should go read it, dude. A lot of us mention Marcus Aurelius simply because his daily thoughts, because it's just his journal, is that
Mm-hmm.
meditations. It's just his journal. But it gives you a good insight into how he struggles to be stoic because he admires the concept. Now, there are earlier writers which I've talked about on this channel, but these are not long reads. I'd suggest everyone, particularly men, to go read these books and maybe, give yourself some self introspection, and make some decisions on, you know can I improve this to here or there? Do I want to? Are the people in my life, are they worth my effort? Because Stoicism is all about value, um, uh, about valuing everything around you in every way. Meaning, what is its value to you, and also valuing it as something that is yours, whether that be a piece of property, money, or a person, right? But I don't. Maybe we should do a show on Stoicism.
Good.
I know
Good
he's
do.
making a joke. I'm not taking it. I get you, Alan. But maybe I should put together a presentation on it. Um, I haven't done a long presentation in a while. I did that one about the Bible, the history of the Bible. That was fun. Um, yeah, maybe I'll do another one. I'll work up something for Stoicism because I do think it's important. It is. I've been following that philosophy since I was quite young. But I found it because when I was at school, one of my professors just gave me the book,
Yeah.
right? Because I was studying, if you go to a school for history, there's two things you're going to study. Egyptian history, and Roman history. Ain't getting around it,
Mhm.
right? So I was in that mode, and he just gave me the book. I don't know how many other people he gave the book, but I'm happy he did. And then I researched it and found, oh yeah, that makes sense. So anyway, very, very cool. So where were we? You were explaining Sunday. I think it's simply because Jesus died on the Sunday, and I mean on the Friday and came back on the Sunday, right? Right.
Yep. It's
And
just
then,
tradition.
and I think it's most of the Protestants wanted to distinguish themselves from the other religions in the world and gain some attention and notoriety. I think that's a big part of it too. But I'm sure some theologian can come out and give me a very well, actually, and rock on, dude. Trolling on a Sunday afternoon. That's right, Alan. But no, all the religions on earth are Saturday. It's all Saturday everywhere.
Well, the last
Um,
day of the week.
yeah, that's right. And the reason for it is really very simple. We don't understand this, but not very long ago. It's only a couple of centuries ago. I know that seems long, but it's not, right? We had
Hmm.
a 13-month calendar. Each month had 4 weeks of 7 days. This is how our calendar worked, right? Now, a lot of times we would have two calendars. They would have the kind of religious or town calendar, I guess you could call it, and then they had the governmental calendar, which was usually the Julian calendar, and then of course Pope Gregory, he kind of updated and cleaned up the Julian calendar a little bit, and we call it the Gregorian calendar, which is the one that's sitting on my wall right next to me now. But there used to be kind of the government would have its own little calendar thing, and then the people had the old traditional lunar calendar that they lived by. And the first day of the week is Sunday. It's named this way because sun, the dawning, the beginning, the new, the renewal,
Hmm.
right? Whereas the Sabbath or the Saturday, now the Romans went and twisted on it because that's what they do, and they named it after their god. But Sabbath or Sabbath day, right? Is simply means God's day, the end of the dusk and the end of the week, right? Everyone did this the whole planet over. We all had the same calendar, and it's coming from just some unifying, probably the Roman culture. To be honest with you, they had the Julian calendar, but they probably did the same thing everybody else was doing. They had their local or people's calendar as well that they maintained. I imagine, because most of our modern spreading of information is either coming from the Romans or from the Byzantines, which we call them Turks today. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's why the calendar, the only the Protestants has celebrated on Sunday, just them. Everybody else is on Saturday. So got to be different.
That's right. Got stand out, Chester.
You got to stand out. Of course.
Especially from them damn Catholics.
Well, the thing is, the big problem I have is this. From a theological and a faith-based argument. In the book, in the New Testament, Jesus says, and many other prophets say, in various different ways, keep the Lord's day holy. They say it over and over. It is
Yep.
pounded into your head, right?
That's right.
Inside these Abrahamic religions, keep keep the Lord's day holy or sacred, right? Well, the problem with this is the Lord's day is Saturday.
That's right.
There's no arguing this. Jesus never said anything to the different ever. He is a Jew. There is no evidence in the Bible of anything of the Lord's day being anything other than the Sabbath. Anything. So therefore, the Bible directs you over and over again to keep the Lord's day holy. But yet they're not observing the Lord's day at all.
Right.
So this is a major issue, I would think. You know, no argument. Good, excellent.
No, no, I agree with you. I don't know why. I've often said that they should.
Yeah, they just want to be different. Anyway, let me go ahead and jump into what I prepared. Are you ready?
Let's freaking go. Hey, Curious, how you doing, friend?
Hey, curious. Alrighty. So
Silent Hill.
sad news, dude. Sad news. We've been covering this, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had the original Silent Hill, which was great. It's a B movie, sure, but it was a lot of love, a lot of hard work, practical effects, because even at that time there was special, CG, right? Computer graphics. But it was practical and it became a bit of a cult classic because it's wonderful and fun, right? It's good. And it's different because most horror movies are either about monster of the week or slasher of the week, right? Or maybe a ghost story mystery. Silent Hill is completely about emotion, particularly a little psychic girl who gets sacrificed to evil demons, even though the demons don't exist. It's just cultists who murder this little girl who happens to be psychic, and her psychic abilities pop open, and she literally sucks them into another dimension with her. Spoilers. It's different. Every monster you see in here represents a different fear, and they did a really good job. I'm talking about the video game guys, and I don't know, was there a book? Maybe I don't. Who knows? But they did a really good job of not only representing all these emotions that this girl was having in her moment of death, right?
Mhm.
Um, and some would argue that it isn't psychic at all. It's just literally her in limbo, right? Fair
Right.
enough. But they not only did they do that, but they also did a really good job of representing what would a little girl's fear look like. What would it be like? Because it's going to be different from an adult. They did a really good job with that. A really good job. And it's one of the best, horror video games ever. I don't care because a lot of people love Resident Evil, fair enough. But Resident Evil is a standard zombie shooter. That's all. It's not that deep. Silent Hill is
Right.
all about the deepness. And the original movie that they created here, with same director, Christoph Gans, they captured something beautiful. And unfortunately, the reviews have come in for this. I haven't seen it. I might not actually. Uh, Dude, they're bad. A lot of the reviewers will try to find at least one or two good points. They'll try. They have nothing good to say about this movie. I mean, nothing, dude. And it's the same director. And there are many arguments, but the big argument is this: the entire movie is green screen, everything.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that it's just like the movie with Mila Jovovich and Batista that came out last year that bombed hard. The whole thing is CGI. It's all green screen, everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to watch that movie. Oh boy, don't
Yeah,
don't do
and
it.
it's like, oh, dude, why didn't you just do what you did before? Do the practical effects, man, and just tell this continued story with the male protagonist, right?
Right.
But then again, in Silent Hill, the real protagonist is the little girl anyway. Although later with the comic books, I really appreciate them a lot, and the video games, and just a lot of little things that were made. I felt that it's generally the idea that there's some government agency that is collecting case files on weird happenings around the world. And particularly the comics do a good job of showing little vignettes, right? And each vignette is a different emotion, and it's just kind of delving into that. Now, that sounds like a very girlish concept, right? As a matter of fact, I'm kind of happy the Wokies haven't got a hold of this one. Don't tell them about it, please. Uh,
Mhm.
but um, but it works so well. I do love Silent Hill. It's one of my favorite horror video games and just concepts in generally. I love it. And it's sad as shit that this movie sucks balls so bad, dude. It's really sad. That's what I got.
That's it. That's all he's got for it. All right.
Same director too. But I mean the trailers, and I watch a bunch of different guys, right? And one of the guys I watch, he's just an everyday Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to find some good, and of course he gives niggling details as well, but he just couldn't give anything at all for it, dude. This is supposed to be the little girl, right? And it fails horribly. First of all, how old is she? That's not a
I don't
little
know.
girl, for
Right. Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I know you don't care much, but
Not my genre.
I know it is mine though. But I mean, just you can see right here. Look at how bad that is, dude. Look at how bad that is. Holy shit, dude. There are better scenes in video games, man.
Yeah. Well, video games make more money.
They do. That is
Uh, th-
just so bad, dude. God.
what's a shame
And that
is
looks
we
rough.
actually, yeah, it's not good. We're actually in real time watching the obsolescence of the cinema.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. I actually think what the last 15 or so years, really 20 years, 20 years of really good television series, proper dramas with decent budgets has pushed, I think even more so than streaming itself, has pushed people away from film. Because there was a time for a very long time until like at probably the mid 2000s or so, where if you wanted to see the really good stuff, you usually had to go see a movie, right? If you
Yeah.
wanted to see top tier acting, if you wanted to see top tier storytelling,
Yep.
it was typically a movie that you had to go see. Not anymore. Now I would say if you want to see that, you want to find a really good series by that knows where it's going, that has an end planned out right from the beginning, with a competent writer who's in charge, not just writing things. And more than likely you're going to find, but there's so many moving parts, but more than likely you're going to find what you're
Yep.
looking for.
Well,
Obviously we have numerous examples, but I go all the way back to, I think personally, the one that really kickstarted it wasn't Breaking Bad. It wasn't Game of Thrones. It was The Shield. That show
yeah,
was awesome.
it was a
It
good
was so
show.
good.
The Wire was good too.
Yep.
But
It came
yeah, The
out at the same
Shield,
time.
yeah, Chickless. I
Yep.
still remember his name. There's very few TV
Chickless.
actors who I remember their names, dude.
Yep.
But
And he
yeah,
was
that
the
was a
Thing
good show.
from
That was really
those old
good
Fantastic Four movies.
because, you know, evil does exist, fair enough. But
Hmm.
people don't go "Mwahahaha." It's not how it
Not
is, man.
usually.
It creeps
Not
up on
usually.
you, dude, and
Right.
sometimes you don't even understand what you're doing, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, it's fair. Right now, there is a series that is getting praised by everybody called Pluribus.
Hmm.
It is woke, lesbian lead actress. I mean, it is woke, but they seem to they're going to put that in your face, but they also seem to really want to do some good acting. So there is something going on right now if you can stomach it. However,
You know what I
Grimlock,
wish we could say?
you know,
I wish we could say that there's a really good series out right now, called Star Trek Anything at All, that
oh,
people are talking
well, give me a second, would ya? Um,
about.
Grimlock,
Layup.
Grimlock.
Yes, sir.
Look at this picture.
Yes, sir.
Now,
I see it.
I have a question. Is this a bed with a lumpy dude wrapped in a sheet on a green tarp on the floor and CG was put in behind it, or is it all CG?
I'm gonna be honest. They could have AI'd that and made that look way more realistic.
They could have. Look how bad that is, dude. We know this scene. If you know Silent Hill, you know this scene, right? You know what this is.
Yeah. It's kind of sad to see the movie industry this way, but I mean, again, we've talked about this numerous times.
We have.
The hubris of the entertainment industry is what's killing the entertainment industry, and I'm here for it because for years we tried to tell these people. Look, and here's another thing. A lot of people I don't think are getting right. We started having motion pictures as a a widely released art form in the 1920s, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't get television on a nationwide or countrywide scale till the 1950s.
Yeah.
And back then, you didn't have the budgets and the star power of a TV of a movie, because right, movies was considered top shelf. TV was just considered, I guess you could say like store brand, whereas movies was considered more of a premium brand thing.
Yep. That's
And
definitely true.
and also, I think there's a different view of how we view things back then. Like if you saw like a movie star in a TV series that was towards the end of their career was winding down, and you was like,
100%.
he was like, But if you look at TV over the last 10 years, right? Some of some of the best shows that I've heard people talk about, because I personally don't watch a lot of this stuff, but look at it, right? You had House of Cards with Kevin Spacey,
Yeah.
Tulsa King with Stallone.
Yeah. Yep.
What was the other show with Jeremy Renner? Was that the same show, or was that a different show?
I
I don't know.
can't remember. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Then you have Yellowstone with Kevin Costner and Sam Elliott and all these people that you watched on the big screen for 30 fucking years. And
Yeah.
back when I was a kid, you looked at them like, oh, they're at the end of the rope, and now people are going, man, he's better in this than he was in those movies.
Yeah, well, because there's more room for them to spread their legs, right? You got Billy Bob Thornton, old Sling Blade himself, is doing
Yep,
Landman,
that
and that is also taking shots at the Wokies, which is great. Yeah, thank you, Alan. But no, I get your point 100%. It has shifted, and it's sad, but it is what it is. And the future, according to Elon and many others like him, isn't going to look anything like our past. And shifts happen, and we're in the middle of one, I guess. Just one last point on Silent Hill before we continue the conversation. Keep in mind this character right here, right? The whole motivation for him to return to Silent Hill is to find his wife, right?
Mhm.
That's his whole purpose. That's
Very
what's
simple motivation.
very simple, right? First one is the mother losing a daughter. The second one is the father, who has recovered the daughter, but lost his wife, going to look for his wife. That's the whole premise of the movie. And in this movie, you wouldn't know that. How sad is that? How big a screw up could you possibly be to not get the general premise right?
Well, that's what happens when you spend 20 years removing men from these movies and making them an afterthought. So now you have to make a movie, and you got to put men back in the front because you failed so many times. But now you have people who are in these positions that don't know how to do it because they've
They
never
don't
had to do it
have the
before.
skill. Yeah, they don't have skill. This
And
scene
it
is at
shows.
Yeah, it does show. This scene's at the end of the movie, and many of the reviewers I watched for this, because we were anticipating Silent Hill, so I paid attention.
Yeah.
They didn't even know there was a wife or that the wife was part of it. They didn't know this was a
Yeah.
wife until this scene at the end of the movie. Dude, I mean, come on. That's a huge screw
That's
up.
bad storytelling.
It is bad storytelling. And why
Because that should be at the beginning of the movie as he's driving back. Like that should be flashbacks.
Yep. 100%. Yep. That's how you do it. You do it with flashbacks. That's the whole thing.
It's incredible. We've had movies that showed this before. Hell, movies that wasn't even the main part of the story did that better. Like fucking RoboCop, the flashbacks of his
Oh yeah.
former life as Alex Murphy.
Yeah. And that's something that the remake didn't do.
No, but you know what did? A video game did it. RoboCop Rogue City did it.
Yeah, yeah. People, I should play that. People were praising that like crazy.
I played it. If you are a RoboCop fan, you will appreciate it.
No,
It is.
yeah, no, yeah, I've heard that. Roger, no, I don't have any more information. We will let you know when we do. If you notice in my byline, I did still have, thoughts and prayers, get well soon, Mike. So we will pay attention to it. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Grimlock.
Yeah, it was one of the, it's one of those. To me, it feels like the actual RoboCop 3. What I
Yeah.
would have
Oh God, don't even,
rather.
don't even, don't even, don't even talk about RoboCop 3. What's wrong with you?
And and you'll appreciate Peter Weller returning for this role.
The voice, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
because he actually likes that role.
Yeah, because
Doesn't like
it's
the suit
freaking
so much,
iconic,
but
dude. No, he didn't like that. That was heavy.
that suit's a bitch.
It was, yeah. They did try, and that's one of the problems with 3. They tried to lighten it up, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to what I want to really cover today. And I got a few other things to talk about, but what I want to get into today is video games. Now, we'll talk about board
Gaming.
games sometime. We'll talk about comics. Movies is predominant, but we also talk about video games from time to time. And this is the stuff that is coming out this year, starting here January 1st, moving all the way through the year that at least we know of, right? And I thought we go through this list, and I'm going to talk about one prominently here after the fact. But I thought we go through this list and take a look at it. So I'm going to scroll through because it is lengthy. And if you guys see anything you want me to talk about, I'll click on it. Okay?
All right.
Sound like a plan? All right.
Sure. Let's go. Do it.
Space Invaders Part 2 is I'm clicking. So, you guys are too slow. All right.
We're talking about the old Atari classic here.
Yeah, dude. I wish I had more information. Space Invaders 2 is a fast follow to the original arcade hit. Taito added new animated interludes as well as a new enemy variation. So it basically is just Space Invaders slightly overhauled, warmed up a bit. But
I'm done with that.
which means I have no interest in playing it. But I've spent many, many an hour in front of Space Invaders, dude. I was an Atari boy, and that was, Atari 2600, I think it was called.
Yes, it will.
The Atari was a game changer because all we had was Pong, and then Atari came, and it owned the field for a decade, right? Owned it, more than a decade. And then Nintendo was like, "Whoa, really?" And then because in Japan they had dropped stuff, but they weren't really very popular overseas. And then of course the NES came out and just devastated everything before it. And then PlayStation came along and did the same thing. Xbox never really had that. They were more competition to PlayStation. They didn't bury PlayStation. But Atari was the schnizzle when I was a kid, dude. There was accessories, there were cartridges out the wazoo, dude. So many games. And Space Invaders and Missile Command were my two favorite, and Joust. Those are my
Many of
favorite.
which you can still
You
pick up at
can.
a lot of retro places.
Yeah, and I tried them, and I was like, yeah, my modern games are way better. So, but nostalgia has its power. It does. Um, uh, anyway, I'm going to start scrolling here. Shoot for the moon. Interesting. Mouse, the German spelling, but of course it's an initialism or an anagram, I guess. Eradicator Genesis. Let's see here. Snapcat. Nope. Star Rupture. That looks like maybe a hard Chinese try. Haven Hold. Interesting. Terra Invicta. Interesting. Remember, if you see something you want me to click on, tell me, okay?
So far,
I
not
am
much.
future. This is one of those fun little mobile games, I think. Kinsfolk. Jolt. Okay. Forest Hustle. Oh my God. The graphics look horrible. Touchdown Fever. Phew.
I'm assuming these are
Wait.
all indie games.
Oh yeah, sure. This is just everything. We're still in the. We haven't even got to current day.
Touchdown fever, huh?
The touchdown fever. Spear, pathologic. But look at the vibrancy here. Now, a lot of this is going to be crap. We all know this. And pretty much everything here is going to be on Steam because they are the gods of gaming, geniuses. Hello, new fire. Yeah, no, dude, I know there's a few things to talk about, Booster. Let's see here. Way of the Hunter, Wild Europe. Ooh, you can go to Europe and kill stuff. Nice. Tavern Manager. I love Tavern Manager Simulator. This is already out, but it was in its beta, I guess, or pre-release. I played the hell out of this game, and now it's got its official release, which I'm expecting updates, I guess. Maybe I already have.
Chester.
Yeah.
Do you get your own wenches?
Well, not really. It's not that kind of game.
That's a shame. They missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
Yeah. No, it's almost a pixel game. Almost. And don't let the art. This is the art, right? But you can build, manage, and run your own little tavern. It's for us simulator morons. I know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Booster would like you to go back up to the new Fire Emblem game. It's up there a little ways.
Did I
Keep going.
go
Keep
past
going.
that?
Yeah, keep going. I seen it. I saw it right there.
I'm sorry.
Boom.
I totally missed it. Yeah. I apologize. Fire Emblem. Great. 8.7. Okay.
I need to play the Fire Emblem games. I've never played them. Booster really likes them.
Yeah, he's around my kids' generation, right? It's one of their games, and cool, rock on. I have no problem with Fire Emblem. It is old school though. Look at that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's super old school. Although you can see the kind of new touch on it though.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's a GameCube one that they're re-releasing on the Switch, the Switch 2.
Yeah.
That would explain the graphical fidelity.
No, it looks good though. It looks good.
I play it. Yeah, I don't care. I've been playing Skyrim lately. I don't care about graphics. Not that much. I mean, I like them. I like them if they're nice, but I'm not going to sit here and if a game's fun, it's fun.
That's true.
There's that Hytale game. You can go up to that if you go up to Hytale right there. That's basically a Minecraft clone.
Yeah.
It's Minecraft if Minecraft was actually a game. That's what it is. It was actually a game and not just
right. No, I remember the trailers for it. Yeah, I remember the trailers for it. Yeah.
Which it's shocking to me that this is the first one like this to this level of symmetry, we'll call it, to Minecraft, right?
Yeah,
because how popular Minecraft is, you would think is it? I don't know. But you would think with this how popular as Minecraft is that somebody else would have done this. But you've gotten other games like it, but not quite to this level, right?
Yeah, no, I know, and good for them. I have no problem with people's success, but look at it. It's ugly as shit. It's pixels.
Yep.
I never touched it because no, I want pretty games. I don't want to go backwards. I never understood the pixel revolution, the retro revolution. What the hell's wrong with you, dude? When all of us were young and playing video games, we were constantly hoping for better new systems, better graphics, better and better. And it finally got there. And now we're going the other way.
I think the reason you're going the other way is simply because it's too expensive to keep pushing.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
So if you're not making, a AAA game or, a AA game even, it's just not worth the money. Especially since the audience you're going to get that likes those kind of games largely doesn't give a shit. Like the people who play Minecraft, it's one of the most played games of all time, don't care that the graphics look the way they do. It's not why they're there. They're there to build most of them.
Shut up, Booster. Okay. But I don't agree with that. And some people are like that. They don't care about graphics. They want gameplay.
I agree with what Booster just said. I prefer stylized over high fidelity. The reason being is because high fidelity, give it 2 years and it's automatically remember when Ghost of Tsushima came out? I remember when Ghost of Tsushima came out and I was like, whoa. I was blown away by that. And now when I play it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
because it doesn't keep. Whereas a game like
No.
World of Warcraft keeps for 20 years,
Keeps,
even though
right.
it looks like shit.
No, you're right. When they take something that's looks really good, like Ghost of Tsushima, and put a little bit of a almost like a cartooniness on it, just a touch,
Yep.
right? Like the
Yep.
Pixar treatment, it will last forever. That is true.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a big fan of The Sims. You all know this.
Mhm.
And mainly I like the building and I like that kind of stuff. But there's something for everyone in The Sims, which is great. But they are very cartoony, kind of Pixar-y. And
Yep.
it just goes on. It's what, 11, 12 years we've been in Sims 4. Now, to be fair, it could use with a little bit of a graphical update, I think. But you're 100% right. That is very, very true. Wizard 101, what? You guys ever play this? I have.
No.
Wizard
So
101.
what are they
What
doing
is
here? This has been around forever, dude. This has been around over a decade. What is this?
initial release September 2nd, 2008 it said up there. I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's a re-release. Looks that way.
Players can experience.
Which I'll be honest with you, there is so many games from the last 30 years that they could easily that were like niche, like computer games or whatever, that they could re-release now if they could get the rights to, and they would print some money. So
Well,
this is a good idea.
yeah. To be fair, this never had a full release. To be fair,
Yeah.
just whoever's developing didn't get enough money in their initial beta to really do what they wanted. So it's been very slowly growing, and I go back and check it out every now and then. As you can see, it's very kiddie, it's very cartoony. I played it
Mhm.
with my kids,
Yeah,
right?
looks like a fun
Um,
little
it
romp.
is, and you get to play wizards, and of course Harry Potter was everything to
Wizards.
them, right? And you see how cute it is. Kids loved it, and actually I enjoyed it because the humor in it is good. It's well written. It's actually funny. So this is something that parents can do with their kids. It's a great game for that. They are demonstrating here with the kids. But yeah, they finally it's on Nintendo Switch and they finally made it a thing. Good for you guys. It only took you what is that? What is that? 12, 17, 18 years. Only 18 years, boys. God. But yeah, I remember playing Wizard 101, particularly with my daughter, because my son was easy to do things with, right? I could go outside, take a football, go outside and throw it back and forth. Done. Father son time, right?
Yeah.
Or throw a baseball with him or something like that. And we played video games. I even created a very simplified tabletop role playing system for them. Had them make their little character sheets, which I think they enjoyed that more than anything. But I did a lot
Mhm.
of little stuff with the kids. My daughter was
That is the
harder.
best part, making the
It is.
characters.
It is.
Yeah.
But my daughter was harder. But Wizard 101 was something I could sit down and do with her because I've always had a rig set up with my PC that I can route everything into the TV. And I have been using, I know it's kind of a new thing now with a lot of people, but I've been using controllers with my PC for a very long time. Now, nowadays, my controller is wireless, sweet. But of course, it was wired back in the day. And I used to play that game with her, man. And I had it rigged on a controller, and I had to have the keypad on the coffee table in front to do certain things, right? But it was fun, dude. So good memories, good memories. I'm glad they're finally getting their shit together. And Nintendo Switch is the perfect venue for it. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're smart.
it is.
They're wicked
Animal.
smart.
My daughter loved that. Animal Crossing.
I'm kind of
Kantana.
disappointed about that Way of the Hunter Wild Europe.
Really? Why?
Yes, because you should have been allowed to be a Muslim hunting white people. Just lean right in. Just lean right into it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What is this
Uh,
Craftlings? It looks like another Minecraft clone. That
it
Craftlings right there.
does. Dead Core remake. Cool. Um, let's see here. Craftlings.
Oh, it's a Terraria clone. Okay.
Yeah,
Terraria.
Terraria. Yeah.
Terraria is a good time. If you never played Terraria, it's a good time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an actual game, unlike Minecraft was. Now, Minecraft is now, in fairness, they actually did add things into it about 5, 6 years ago, but for a long time, it wasn't really a game. It was more of a sandbox. It really, I mean, there was no
Apartment.
main objective.
Right. No, I've heard this. I haven't played it though. Apartment number 10129. I think I've heard of this, and it's kind of like a Silent Hill-ish thing.
Yeah,
Super Woden. Sweet. The
Super
Fortress.
Woden, Rally Edge. Okay,
Okay.
the
Bale
dreaded hut.
Force. The dreaded what?
The dreaded hunt or hut rather.
I don't even see that. What, did I
Hyper.
miss something?
No, it's down further. I was reading ahead.
Oh, you're ahead. I see. Oh.
The Hyperspace Striker.
Hmm.
We don't get a lot of good, and which is weird because we do get some, but you would think it would be such an easy genre to play in. A lot of good like dog fighting games anymore. We used to. There used to be a bunch of them, but for some reason they just stopped.
Got a game for Booster here.
Ghetto Zombies. What? No! What kind of monster is making this? I love it.
Yeah. Ghetto Zombies. Sweet. Atrax.
Why does this exist?
Lunar Ascendant. Yeah.
Oh, they're clever. Look at that Carnage. That's clever. Like real
Yeah,
clever.
Yeah.
Hack and
Uh,
climb.
Let's see
Crime
here.
and gold.
Crime and Gold. Clever
We
naming.
don't have a really good. We haven't had in a real long time. We haven't had a really good like crime lord simulator either. Where you get to be like a crime boss.
the Mafia game is good. The Mafia game
Yeah, but
is
it's
good.
old at this
Yeah.
point.
The Japanese Yakuza one is good too. You're right though, they are old. Pet Shop Simulator. These kind of little run a business games, they can be fun though.
Yeah.
You know, they're mobile games though, to be fair.
One of the things that a lot of those games, in my opinion, this is just me. When I play a game, well, I wouldn't play that one, but if I played a game like it, like a tycoon game or whatever,
Right.
one of the things I think a lot of them do that they shouldn't is they try to make it too intense. Those type of games need to just be chill.
They chill.
It shouldn't get to the point where I'm having to micromanage 50 things in like a minute in order to keep the game going.
Yeah.
Nah, I need it more intense. I want a tycoon manager where I can deny my employees health benefits and my employees die of cancer.
Well, you got that prison game. That'll keep you busy.
Yeah.
Running the that
yes,
game.
But raping the inmates gets old after a while.
Fair enough. Lane Hunter looks like Spy Hunter, doesn't it?
Yep.
The old game. LORT. You mean Lord of the Rings? Oh
Lort.
no, you put the T and the R in the different places. Oh, clever. Let's see here.
That Enfield game I heard is pretty good, but it's just a standard fare, that type of game. And then what's Blade Song?
Enfield.
Yeah, right here down. Go down. Right there in the middle, the two in the middle.
Oh, Enfield. Oh, it's an anime. I don't play those. Blade Song. Let's take a look at this.
Oh, Dynasty Warriors is coming up. Booster's excited. Oh, that's a cool looking fucking sword. Holy shit.
It's a sword making simulator. Sweet.
Is that what it is?
That's
like for real?
Yep.
What? Okay.
I've played these kind of games before.
Why? Do you get to fight with the swords, or do you just make them?
No. The best one I ever played, you make it and sell it to adventurers who come back and give you stories. I played that one. This little mobile games, you know, but you have to be the type of person that likes that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not for everyone. That's for sure. Cult of the Lamb, Woodhaven. All right. Dark Deity anime.
That's a re-release. And then Dynasty Warriors Origins is coming. Booster's excited. He likes Dynasty Warrior games.
Does he? Yeah.
Yep.
It's all a bunch of bullshit, you know.
Yeah, but it's fun. I've argued for years that it would make far more sense to me if you were going to make like a superhero beat 'em up game to do it Dynasty Warrior style than to try and make it a traditional level to level game where you're
Yeah.
just going around beating up a whole bunch of bad boys. That'd be more fun to me
Dude.
personally.
They even have a paid DLC alongside it. Look at that.
It's coming out. It's coming with. Get ready to give them
Orcs
more money,
Must
you
Die.
suckers.
Look at this. Orcs
By the
Must
Blade.
Die by the Blade. There's a DLC for Orcs Must Die. It's a fun little game. That's a swarm
It
game.
is. Yep.
Yeah. Kind of.
You just like killing black people,
No!
don't you?
Look at the name of the one right in the middle. Why would I understand what they were trying to do, but that sounds like a whole different type of game, folks.
Turnbound?
That don't.
Oh,
no. Next to that.
Dictocracy. Yeah. We have words for this: tyranny, dictatorships.
Yeah, we don't call it a dictocracy. That
Yeah,
sounds
well,
like a porn.
Maybe it should be. Ebola Village. Goodness gracious. Wicked Seed. Uh-oh. This
So
is definitely Booster. Let me go check this out. Please be a
Oh,
porn
no.
game. Please be a porn game. Modern day horror
Nope.
RPG with technical combat, survival horror. And give it a second. Customize your loadout. Manage limited. I'm getting disappointed. And exploit every weakness. Intense strategic. No. It should definitely be a porn game for Booster.
I was wondering if that Ebola Village takes place in Minneapolis by any chance.
Probably. Yeah. Let's see if the gods wish to speak through fate. It doesn't give me where. Well, in our mind, it will be Minneapolis. How about that? Let's see here. High Guard. I've heard about this one.
Oh boy, yeah, this is the game that should not be.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep trying to make these hero combat PvP games.
Yeah.
The market's only got so much room, and it's taken. And it's
League
taken
of
completely
Legends
by
owns it. Yeah.
Marvel Rivals. I don't know
Marvel
what they think they're
Rivals
going
is
to do.
killing now. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just. I understand they've been making it for a long time. They have to do something with it, but it's like
Sure.
your market is saturated, guys. You got to understand this.
Yeah. It's and just so you guys know, the people who made Apex Legends and also Titanfall, which is very similar thing, the ones who made this, it's all about the what was that game we were playing? The real popular one where it's arena battle. What was that one called? They come out with a second one.
Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch. Yeah, it's basically that, right? But
Yeah,
this
it's very
one
similar.
is with fantasy instead of superheroes. Yeah. Now, to be
Problem
fair,
is they would have done better off if they'd have got the DC license.
although
Yes.
over here in Japan with the kids, like high school kid age, junior high school kid age, they love Apex Legends, dude. It's bigger over here than Overwatch or any of the other ones. They love that here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big hit here. But you're right. They put a lot of money into this. You never know. It might be good. It might get some attention. It looks good.
I hope it does if it is good, but at the same time I also don't think it will.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Here's another car.
The thing is, I
service
think it'll be
garage
I think it'll be solid from a mechanic standpoint. It's
Yeah.
just like I watched the reaction when that trailer came out, and that was the saying, and the crowd goes mild.
Right.
A loud groan.
Yeah. Not unfortunately.
It was like a lot of
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. Nah. Unfortunately. Now, Dispatch here. This game, right? I don't even know if I want to call it a game. It has very little game in it. Honestly, I don't know what the requirements are here, but it's like a mobile game because I definitely checked it out myself, although I checked it out on a PC. But it's basically
It's all about story.
It's a visual novel. Yeah, it's not a game.
Yeah.
But you do get very distinct choices, and there are many of them. It definitely got a little bit of woke, rubbing on it, but it's not that bad. And it's actually interesting, dude. The story is interesting, and it's fairly well done. I would suggest Dispatch, not wholeheartedly, but I would suggest it. It's a visual novel, though. It's not a game. So, but have you seen this one, Grimlock Dispatch?
Yeah, I've seen with quite a few people play it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
The story's
it's a
good.
good story, like,
Yeah.
but it's, to me, it's, I don't know if I consider that a video game though.
It's not. It's not. It's a visual novel. It's not a video game. I mean, technically it is a video game, but it's not what we can, it's not. It has less going on than Space Invaders, which we were talking about earlier. It is what it is.
Booster, you better record that shit if you do it. Not playing with you, man. I'll come to New Zealand.
It is a Telltale game, Booster, 100%. And they are visual novels. And honestly, I have played some of it, Booster. It's not bad, dude. It's really not. And if you are okay with Telltale games, visual novel stuff, it's not a bad story, dude. It's just basically a kind of like a animated, show that you can interact with a bit. Um, you know, it's not bad at all. And the cutscenes get quite long, so you just sit back and watch the movie, really.
That's what made me stop playing The Wolf Among Us. I like the art style and everything, and the story was good, but
Yeah, they made it too difficult in some of the things you had to do to win. Now, I read the comic book it's based on, right? And the comic book, of course, is freaking awesome, right?
yeah.
But yeah, the Telltale games, they got too cocky, dude, and they screwed themselves over, and they got too woke as well, you know.
Yep.
Anyway, Ghost Keeper, I've seen that. It's kind of another management game. Hellmart, don't know that, but maybe. Steel Century Groove, sweet. Cairn, I hate this place. Sweet. Looks like a demon stuck on Earth. That might be funny. Pirates VR. I've tried a VR a few times. It just sucks, and I kind of gave up on it. Springtails. I wonder if this is a spin-off. It looks like it is connected to Summer Tales. Maybe it's a prequel. That was a really good anime, by the way. The Midnight Walkers. Code Vein.
Oh
Really?
boy.
Code Vein 2? Really? Interesting.
Yep.
This right here is getting a lot of attention.
What we got here?
And to be fair, it does look good. Here, let me run the trailer for you.
Vampire! Whoa!
Sorry.
Super loud.
But it's a vampire game.
Yeah, but is it
RPG.
actually a vampire game, or is it a game where you play a vampire, but then you're not even really a vampire? Like, there's a lot of vampire games out there where you're not really vampiric at all.
Yeah,
like
I
you
don't
don't
know.
really have to feed, you don't have to do any of the, like the whole role of a vampire just kind of gets washed away into, look, I can do cool things.
This isn't the coolest upcoming vampire game. I don't know much about this, but I've been seeing a lot of people chatting about it. I don't know. I don't know. But I have seen people making noise. So, there is another vampire game coming that I saw a trailer, looks freaking awesome. Mexican Ninja. All right, we're gonna have to buy that. No, that's purchased, buddy.
Is it a pro wrestler? Because that would be hilarious. A luchador went over to
Lucha
Japan to
Libre.
wrestle.
My
To
name
wrestle with
is
the Japs.
My name is Juan Rodriguez. I am from Mexico City, but I am in truth secretly a ninja. And I take on all the evil darkness of the night, and I steal their money.
See, this would be a good way to get around the whining about cultural appropriation. What if instead of we send a white guy into the movie to be the ninja, we send a Mexican?
Yeah, no, that'd be
Huh?
better. That'd be better. There'd be a lot more siestas. So this is a side scroller with some Final Fantasy combat. Cool. All right, fine. Doesn't look so bad, and it's I guess Tokyo fell and they rebuilt it in Mexico, which would never happen. Okay. Well, it'd be good for Mexico if the Japanese took over. That's for sure. Look what they did
Yeah.
for Peru.
You
The
know,
reason why Peru is doing as well as it is, by the way, everybody, is because Japanese president ran it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I would. I think I would play this.
And no, so would I, dude. It looks like a
It
fun little
looks fun.
side scroller with Final Fantasy combat. Yeah,
Yeah.
baby. It is
A little
Final
beat 'em
Fantasy
up.
combat. Come on, dude. One side versus the other. You do your thing. You go across. Mobile games are full of it. That's a side scroller as well. That's a good idea.
Hey,
Do a side scroller and have Final Fantasy combat for the lieutenant or boss fights. It's not a bad
You
idea.
could.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Could do.
well, they had 2 Guacamelee games, and those was freaking great.
Yeah. Antivirus Survivors. All right, 2003. That's the Y2K virus they're talking about there, buddy. Lion's Tales
Made by
Battle for.
McCaffrey.
Yeah. Don't buy it. Anachron. I don't think that means what you think it does, Asian people. That's Chinese.
Battlestar Galactica.
Ooh, Battlestar Galactica.
What?
Hold on a second.
What is this? How have I not heard of this?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. Humanity lost. Yes, Caprica. Few escape. That's right. All are hunted. It's going with the reboot look, though.
I think it's set in. Yeah, it's set in that version. Looks well. I don't. Maybe not.
No, it is. It definitely is. I much prefer the original take than the reboot.
Which is strange to do 20 years after that show. Okay, that's okay.
It was. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Could be great. I have wondered why nothing's been done with Battlestar Galactica in 20 years. It's
right.
been.
No, that's a very good point. Beatdown City survived.
Well, you guys were just saying you didn't have anything with ships fighting, and here we are.
There you go.
There you go.
By the way, Alan, per your request, Banana of Doom, sir.
There it is.
There it is.
The Banana of Doom, the most powerful banana.
Black Cat.
There is one great banana. It's the Banana of Doom.
It is. This is definitely a girls' game, which is great. Nothing wrong with having something for everybody. Block Lords. Drift Racing Online 2. Interesting. Cat Chaos. More girl stuff.
Yes.
Caribbean Legend. Age of Pirates. What?
Is it a pirate game? Like a real one? Or is it just an action game set in that era?
I'm not a pirate fan. I don't like pirate movies, but for some reason I love pirate video games.
Like pirate movies? What? They're fun.
Don't. Yeah, Sid Meier came out with Pirates Forever Going. The game was freaking epic, dude. And the Anno series does it well too.
Outside of the first two, the best Assassin's Creed game is number 4, which is Black Flag, where you play a pirate.
Yeah. There are a few really good pirate games. Honestly, the ones I probably had the most fun in is Anno, the Anno series, and that's because you can go do pirate fighting and ship fighting, but I also get to do my SimCity, building a civilization thing, which I love.
I think this Caribbean Legend might be a game I buy.
Dude, it didn't look bad at all.
It's an actual pirate sim, not just
pirate sim. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is there rape? Oh, was that too far?
I doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably too far for gaming.
Very few games will touch that.
I just want the historical accuracy. I'm not saying you need to be out there doing it. I just want the historical accuracy.
There's a lot of games that will touch that. I mean, with Skyrim series, there have been modders who have done stuff with that. The Sims, even though technically they're not, Maxis is not technically associated, clearly they are associated with Wicked Whims, and the other one that I can't remember the name of, the other one that came out that was a little more PC friendly. So that, Maxis, I don't care what they say, they clearly are involved with them. But they're probably the ones, are legitimate game that
a big battle.
Actually engage sexual activity.
This could be fun. That looks like a fun game.
You got pirates being pirates on land, and you got ship battles. Yeah. Black Flag was
Oh,
good though.
is it a remaster? Go back down. I think it said it was a remaster. That would make sense.
Sorry. Let's see here. Sandbox series.
Genres. Go over there to the right there. One more. There you go.
Yeah,
Remaster.
remaster.
Okay.
All right. But it looks good though. It
I'll play
looks
it.
like something fun to play. Chained Beasties, Codex, Eternal Eclipse. I'm obviously not going to click on everything. There's probably a gem or two here we're missing because we don't get it. But you got to sell me instantly, dude. Damon and the Baby. All right, fine. Day Off. Looks violent. Dead Weight. Going with a pixel graphic. Screw off. Dig Dig Die. All right. Is this Dig Dig Dug? Modern version of it. Dustbound.
Looks that way.
Dune. No, thank you. I'm sick. Oh, Eldritch Horror Digital Edition. This is a digital board game. And I have it on my mobile, and I play it. I used to. It's a fun little board game, the Eldritch Horror series. Talk about complaining about these companies that have so much DLC. EA, talking to you.
Yeah.
Um, this board game is the board game version. There are so many expansion packs you can buy for this game. It's insane, dude. Arkham Horror series. But it is fun little Eldritch Horror game. But once again, it's barely a game. Well, it's more of a game than a Telltale visual novel. Eletta. Oh, isn't she cute? Girls can be cool too. Fallen Star. That definitely a Star Trek ripoff.
No.
Yeah.
No. Couldn't it be? Couldn't it be? We are only in the G's currently.
Well, we're not even. We're quarter one. We're not even out
Yeah.
of quarter one. It's a lot. That's all right. I'm gonna just till we get bored with it, because I do have one specific game I am going to talk about that shocked me.
He's been shocked,
I
folks.
have been. Honeycomb, The
Hey,
World
Steven.
Below. That could be interesting. High Times. Yay.
I am Jesus Christ. There we go. There it is.
Oh yeah, no, I saw this one. Yeah, no, I saw this one. Yeah, that's a religious game though. That's not someone mocking it. Let me check on. I'm pretty sure this is the one I've seen.
No, I just think it's funny. I don't know how you make a game about it, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, no, you're just basically going around as Jesus and performing miracles. It's a first-person game. It's dumb, but it's not mocking though, because there is another video game out that is mocking Jesus. It's not that one.
Yes.
Icarus, good name, dude.
Kamikaze Tactics.
Kamikaze Tactics. Alrighty.
Well, that's a pretty simple strategy. Just crash.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I thought this
Do you
was
get
a
points for how
re-release.
many other people you kill, or
Yeah.
how the
I
fuck does that
don't know
work?
how that's gonna work. Yeah. But Icarus, I knew I'd seen it before. It's actually not a bad game. It's a re-release. It just didn't get the hype necessary into the depths. Kamikaze Tactics. Let's see here. Carnal Hearts. You tell me this isn't a porn game.
I haven't seen any porn games on here yet, so I don't think they have them on this list.
Well, this is hentai to be, or maybe it's a gotcha girl game, maybe. Kingdom
Yeah,
Loop,
probably.
I actually seen this one. Crystalla, I've heard of it. Let's see here. Liegecraft, that might be interesting. Mountain Blade, maybe take off a little bit. Lost Skies,
Maybe.
heard of that. Mad King. No mega bangers though. These are so many indie stuff, dude. Oily Tower, that might be interesting. Climbing game, I guess. Nocturnal 2, really. All right. Polyaris. God, these people in their naming conventions. Someone needs to sit down with an English teacher, perhaps.
Realm Walker, is that a real release? Realm
Yeah,
Walker?
definitely. Yeah.
Another pirate game. This one looks a little more cartoony. Down below there.
Yeah.
Rogue-bound pirates.
Rogue-bound pirates. Sally.
Separate.
Not seeing any big bangers though, huh?
Starfield? What's that? That might be the DLC.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about Starfield, dude. They screwed the pooch on that so hard.
Yeah, and it's a shit. I was just talking about it last night. It's not even that it's a bad game. It's just boring. It doesn't grab you. Like one of the things
really
about like
woke.
Skyrim. Well, yeah, but one of the things about Skyrim and Fallout is they grab you. They suck you in to the world. Starfield just doesn't do that.
No. Valorborn is a survival RPG game. Let's see here. Yeah, and look, we're not even guys. You know, we're into the to be announced ones. Windrose.
Beer pack.
Interesting. Just kind of do it from the back end here. Well Dipper. Yeah. Anyway, the point is lots of video games are coming out and a lot of people are making money, and that's great. And the reason why is, as you can see here, these are all indies because no one really cares much about the AAA because they're dumb. Virtual Fighter 5 Revo, interesting. It's because of Steam. 100% Steam. Now I know you got the PlayStation Store, you got the Xbox Store, you got Epic, you got all that other stuff. I know. Nintendo's got one too. But Steam and their Steam Deck, I haven't bought it, but I've watched many reviews, and every review I've seen on the Steam Deck, because I own Steam and I have a lot of games on it, mostly these kind of SimCity, City Skylines, those kind of games that I like.
Mhm.
The all the reviews I've seen on the Sim Deck, you know what the
Excuse me.
final conclusion of the reviewer is, Grimlock?
Well, what would that be?
Buy this. You need it. Buy it now.
Mm.
That's the review, and I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and buy one.
Mm.
I don't know how much I'll use it, but just to simply try it out and see, because I do have a lot of Steam games, and it seems like you can play anything on the library with it. Which shock! I don't know how is that possible, but already, but because I got a lot of sim games, I got a lot. That's what I play, sim games and some RPG stuff. You know, it's what I play. What do you play mostly? Well, mostly, what are you, an FPS guy or?
So it depends because I'll play a little bit of everything. Like I said, RoboCop Rogue City is FPS. But it was pretty good. Marvel Rivals has just been probably one of the most fun games I've played over the last year.
Yeah, but that's
Also,
an arena game.
yeah, but
I hate arena games. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them.
I know, but I like that, there's reasons to play different characters and having different roles.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get people like it. Yeah.
But I also like Marvel Cosmic Invasion because it's a classic beat 'em up.
Oh, I see.
It's really simple, really fun.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of old school beat 'em ups, you can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah. So you and I play different genres. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this Vice Magic City Mayhem, these are our boys, Elliot and his brother. These they've been on our show. The Drawn and Quarter show put out the comic here years ago, and they said they were making a video game. There it is. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that is neat. A little bit of tie-in. Valor Mortis, Death Valor. All right. Vampire Crawlers. I wonder if that's a take on that big hit that came out a couple of years ago. Ungodly. Unk Me. I don't even know. Well, I don't want to know.
Yeah, we know you love Daredevil Booster.
Yeah.
That bullshit
Tomb
being
Raider.
able to see anybody.
This actually looks pretty good, the new Tomb Raider. Another Tom Clancy Division. Another Tile Tales. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna move on here as soon as
Funny thing is, one of the games I'm actually
Sendero gets
looking
back.
forward to. I
Yeah.
don't see on this list.
What is it?
Where's Dino Blade?
Dino Blade. I don't know.
Yes.
I can search.
Search. I think you will dig that.
There isn't a search feature. Let me just do it this way.
I thought there. Oh, there isn't.
No, it's a select screen. What did I? The damn double thing. We know dinosaurs pooped. Dino Blade. Dino Blade. Is it one word? Maybe. Oh, what am I? My
Yeah,
spelling is
one word.
ridiculous, dude. Damn keyboard. Dino Blade on Steam. Let me just check out some images here. Are you serious?
Yes.
Dinosaurs with giant swords. God.
Yes.
God. The hell, dude. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that exists. All right. All right. So anyway, we could spend hours going through and dissecting this.
I at first I thought it was goofy, and they actually they have gameplay trailers, and that shit just looks fun as fuck to me.
Well,
Especially with some of the bigger dinosaurs using other dinosaurs as weapons.
really. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie to you.
Wouldn't tell you a lie.
Well, no. That seems very suspect to me. Dinosaurs with giant fuck off berserk swords.
What's the
Why
problem?
not? Wait, with all the goofy shit that's in video games, you mean to tell me a dinosaur with a big cube berserk blade's a bridge too far?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, so this is top rank stuff. Let's look at this for a minute, and I'll talk about what I want to talk about. 007, Super Woke, fuck this game. Ace Combat 8, Wings of the Thief. Okay. Blood of the Dawn Worker. This is the one I was talking about. This one actually looks really good. Vampire game. Looks great. Bradley the Badger. Sure. Cairn. Okay. Oh, we saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
That one actually looks interesting because
survival game, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Bradley the Badger because it's a clear. If that's the one I think I saw, that's the one that's making a ton of callbacks to different game genres.
Yeah, it is. It's a kind of a parody game. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Code Vein 2, we talked about that.
You're right over there, Chester.
Sorry, I forgot how to drink for a second.
You should remember. It's good knowledge to have.
Coffee Talk Tokyo. All righty. Control Resonant. Okay.
It's funny he picks that right after he chokes on his coffee.
Right. Crimson Desert, of course, is Black Deserts, but it's not the same game. This game has been out for quite a while in its pre-release. It's been out for a long time, actually. So people already know the whole plot and everything you do in the game. So we'll see how that hits on full release. Denshatak. Okay, fine. It's just a fun little arcade game. Whatever that is. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. All right. We talked about that already. Dusk Bloods, another vampire thingy. This Fable. So
that is the Duskblood is the From Software. Those are the Souls guys.
Yeah. However, I do want to talk about Fable 4. Now, I am a person who had the Xbox when it came out, and I played Fable, and I played it all along. I love that game. It's so much fun. It's just fun, right? All little
Hmm.
things you could do. The combat was really solid. It's always been fun combat, right? Because it's a console game, so you have a controller in your hand. And I understand a keyboard. Trust me, I'm a PC dominance person. And the keyboard, you can do all kind of stuff. But dude, when it comes to combat, nothing beats a controller. You come at me, bro. It is what it is. I've been using controllers with my PC for a very long time, and I shall continue to do so. However, I love this franchise. You guys ever play Fable?
Yes.
Uh,
I saw the trailer or whatever it was for this though,
Yeah.
and I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
We'll
did
see.
you see the trailer that just dropped like yesterday or the day before?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. Um, and there was one that come a couple weeks ago. Now, Fable was already got itself into some controversy because they had a mega ugly chick that they now of course we thought it was going to be you have because Fable you play the character they give you. Now in the game you can adjust his look a little bit, but you're playing this character. It's one of those games. And everybody thought, oh, we're getting this ugly woke chick, right? And it really put a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Then they came out and kind of apologized by making it a pretty girl, but everybody was still, yeah, but it's still a chick, and we know what you're going to do. Then they released the trailer, and the trailer showed that a full character creation, a really good one. You can build anything you want. It's not like the past games. It's like a standard RPG. So once again, we have another example of a company going woke in the commercialism when the game actually isn't that. Same thing we saw happen in Dungeons and Dragons movie, right? And they cause themselves all manner of consternation by doing that because the community is up in arms. However, I've seen many reviewers responding exactly as I am right now. That trailer looked great. That trailer looked great. Now, if Thundero had a different opinion, I'm going to ask him what it is here in a second. But I loved it. It is the spirit of Fable 100%. It should be tongue in cheek. It's Fable. It's supposed to be tongue in cheek. You remember the
Mhm.
original trailer came out years ago of the little fairy, happy day, I'm so happy, and then gets eaten by a frog,
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah, that's Fable. That's Fable, right? And
Mhm.
it looks like this game is 100% that spirit. The trailer looked great. Of course, we have to wait and see because it's just a teaser trailer, really. We haven't got any gameplay or any of that kind of stuff yet. But I was very happy because I love this series and they've destroyed. Think about what they broke in Dragon Age, busted. I mean, just think of all the stuff they've ruined. And Fable was next on the list, and I was like, oh man, these people, dude. But no, no, you make any character you want. It's got a lot of humor and comedy in it. It looked great, dude. It looked great. I can't say that. I was pretty happy about it. What did you think, Thunder?
I think I'm tired of watching medieval, early, late Renaissance, whatever era you want to call Fable, games set in what's clearly a fictionalized version of Europe full of nothing but brown people. I'm just done with it. I
Oh,
don't
well,
care
fair
if
enough.
everything about it's good.
It did have one of every
I'm
color.
over
You're
it.
right.
Yeah,
You're right.
and that's just an ill omen. That's
Fair
the ill
enough.
omen that
We
they're
fair
they're
enough.
checking the boxes instead of making a fucking game. Fable's already on very thin ice.
It is.
Uh,
It is.
So they really don't need to be fucking around. Now, it could still be fantastic, and it very well might be. But the same reason I didn't play Ghost of Yotai after they decided it was going to be a chick protagonist out of nowhere and abandoned the main character's story from the first game. And I didn't even like the guy. I played Ghost of Tsushima, played it all the way through the end twice. I still think he's one of the worst main characters I've ever seen. He's a total piece of shit. But I thought this was a first game of a series, not a first game of a franchise. Uh, and that is what happened. They decided they were going to go with a chick in in feudal Japan as a a great samurai.
Just so
Okay,
stupid, dude. You're so stupid. Yeah.
so dumb. and that turned me off. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm kind of where Grimlock is with the race swaps when it comes to this. We have to brown and fucking Skittles everything, where we have to have one of every color in this son of a bitch. No, you don't actually. You just don't. It's okay. It's actually okay if you just make a game and people look the way they would look in this version of it. Now I get it. It's fantasy. You could say anything. There's a million reasons why half the city's black. Sure.
Sure.
But the
Well,
first Fable
but
isn't like that.
well, you
but
got
It's
but
just
here,
not.
Chinese girl
but
right
here
here, and you got a black girl in the back right there, and a
Yeah.
Latino looking person right there. Yeah.
here's the stupid thing about that. Why don't they just do a fictional fantasy version of Africa if they're so intent on doing this? They never do it. They
They
had an
never do.
opportunity.
They never do they?
Fable
Yeah.
has been in development for how fucking long now? You could have totally done that with this, and I don't
14
think people would have
years.
been upset with it at all.
No, they
Because
could have set it somewhere else. That'd been cool. I'd play
it
that.
could have been a start of a whole new storyline or whatever the fuck. They never do it.
Or
They
set
always go to
or set in a
they always go to
cosmopolitan
the
place, right?
they always go
Well,
to
like,
these
look,
white places, and then they throw,
yes.
"Oh, we're trying to make the world outside your window." I don't want the world outside my fucking window.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
only
that's
the
kind of the
Americans
point.
have that window. So
Well, not only that, let's look at this for just a second. Asian lady, clearly Asian lady, named Jasmine. What? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why is she Asian then? What are we doing? Not a lot of Asian Jasmines out there, I can assure you.
Well,
it's not a common name among the Asians.
Well, actually, it is, but it's not in our language.
In English?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they would have made it in Japanese or Chinese or some other language and that had that been her name, fine. But that's not what they're doing here. This is actual literal cultural appropriation. That's what they're doing. They're doing it into your face, and white people aren't supposed to complain about it because we're supposed to want we're not supposed to be, like everybody else in the world and get offended when people appropriate our culture. We're supposed to just be giving and smile and how dare you? You're being petty and small. Okay, well then I'm petty and small. I'm sick of it. I'm so over it. One of the main reasons why I didn't play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was because you were talking about it. He bent the knee. Now he didn't bend it all the way. They still told the story they wanted to tell. That's great. But for some reason he decided that Henry, this gentleman, this spoilers, noble bastard, that's what he is, living in medieval Bohemia, high medieval Bohemia, can have a gay relationship with his best friend if you want to. Why? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It is
like, weird. What do we do? And I'm out. I'm like, nope, I'm done. If I sense a whiff of it, especially in like a sequel, if this was a first time out, right? Let's say this was the very first Fable game ever made. I could look the other way a little bit on it because they're setting up a new world. They're setting it up at, you know what I mean? Like this is a new situation, but it isn't. They took Fable and they purposefully injected this diversity bullshit into it. I'm sure there's all kinds of other woke shit in there too. They did, and just like they did with Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come's not as bad. It's only a couple little things here or there. But Chester, there's literally a whole unskippable, unavoidable, no option, you must do this segment in there where you have to protect a bunch of Jews from being persecuted by Christians in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A whole series of missions that way in the main story.
Yeah. No, I know. Okay. I saw that.
It's just so obvious. You know what I mean? It's so obvious, and I'm over it. Now, and I love Fable. The first Fable is one of my favorite games of all time. I love the first Fable.
It's so much fun. Yeah, no, I get your point. We're gonna have to wait and see. If that's the extent of it, though, I have no problem with it personally because I do live internationally. But whatever. Just so you know, Jasmine. There are many Jasmines in China. But the name is Muihua.
Usually something else. Yeah,
like Muihua is how you say Jasmine, and there are many Mois in China. The Japanese, just to cover the bases here, they say Jasmine, which is just Jasmine in broken Japanese.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get your point.
It's just frustrating. It's so obvious. It's the same thing like when you watch commercials in America. The couples are always mixed race, always, every time. And
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's like
Yeah.
that's not real. And then they use the excuse that Reggie said, where it's like, well, we wanted to look like the world outside your window. The world outside my window is pretty much everybody stays to their own race, by and large. And I'm a mutt, and I'm just like, that's just reality. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to burst your bubble.
it's just frustrating. I understand the frustration. I do. It is what it is. But nevertheless, I love the trailer. I love the fact that you can make your own character
Oh, I think it zoomed in here.
completely. I don't know.
Oh, I was zoomed in. Oh, you can zoom in on Discord now? Wait a minute.
Yeah, of
What is
course you
that a
can.
thing?
Always been.
What?
Always a thing. Yeah, always a thing.
No.
Yeah.
Boomer moment.
Yeah.
Boomer moment.
Yeah, boomer moment. But anyway, I just want to cover it. We don't know yet, obviously, and we'll have to get to it. Moving on, however, because we are getting tight on time. Here we go. First title that you read.
Daphne Keene plays a sex worker in gritty crime film with Game of Thrones star. Oh boy, with the lip
Yeah,
fillers.
that guy.
Who
Now I saw
told me
this
who
headline
else?
and I could care less. I didn't even read the article.
Yeah.
Now, this is Daphne Keene. No clue who she is. Anybody have any idea who Daphne Keene is? Anybody? Anybody? All right.
No idea.
Good. Perfect. Because I'd never heard of her in my life. Now, is that a pretty girl?
I mean, she's got a lot of makeup on.
She's got a
She's
ton of
clearly
makeup, and
I mean, in that
clearly got
picture,
lip fillers.
she doesn't
I'm
look
gonna be
good.
honest. In that picture, she doesn't look great.
Her
I would
eyes are
rather see another
muddy.
picture.
Her eyes are muddy. Yeah. Now, I thought the same thing. Grimlock was like, "What? That's a pretty big actor from Game of Thrones. This character, Littlefinger." Um, and who's this lady? They name her. Never heard of her. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's just a bad picture. I had your same thought, Grimlock. You and I, wavelength, buddy. All right. So I went and found other pictures of her. Shall we?
Yes, let's shall let us have a clean set of photos here.
Okay. So this is not doing what I wanted to do here. Come on, stop it. All right. All right. Not better. Okay. Not impressive. Not interested. No.
But you can clearly see where they
Yeah.
photoshopped from
Yeah, right.
and did a poor job of it.
This looks like a Kardashian girl. Nope. 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 I got some other stuff too. God no. God no. Wow, dude. Wow. So is she just a trashy, drug addicted, prostitute? I might buy that. Like a white trash prostitute. I might buy that because that is not a sexy girl. That is not a
I
pretty
mean, the
girl.
one picture where she was actually smiling, she looked all right.
Nah, dude. Nah.
I
She
said all
looks.
right. I didn't say beautiful. I said she looked all right.
Yeah. Like I said, this doesn't matter. I don't know who she is. I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it. I just saw the headline. I was like, eh? And this idiot says, "Mommy, son, young boy, you can do better. You hear
No,
me through the
you know
internet
what?
and time. You can do
You,
better."
no, I will say this. No. I'm pushed back on this a little bit. I'm gonna use Bill Maher of all people because he had a thing way back in the day, but it makes sense. He said, "Remember Twiggy?" He said, "Remember?" He was talking to the older guys. Remember when Twiggy became a big thing?
She wasn't though. She had a
And,
pretty face
yeah,
though.
but you went from Marilyn Monroe to frickin' Twiggy, and instead of noticing the sheer downgrade, guys said, "Well, if this is what you're giving us to fuck, that's what we're fucking." And
You know,
that's what a lot of guys do. I'm not
oh wow, look at her
I'm not
now.
saying it's right.
Now here we go. Here's Twiggy. Here we go. There we go. Alrighty. So this is her. She was skinny, little skinny thing, literally Twiggy. Get it? Uh, she's way too skinny. However, she was pretty. I mean, look at her face, right? It is a pretty girl. This right here is something completely different. Whatever. It doesn't mean anything. I
He did
just
not have a pretty face. I'm
she's
sorry.
no. She looks
I,
like
I don't know who the fat. I don't know who the fat reporter was who had a thing for her because it's always some fat guy
yeah, yeah.
that takes some mediocre white chick and blows her sky high like the mediocre white dudes who blew
Yeah, but dude,
Jennifer Aniston to the fucking moon.
right. But this girl right here, this whatever her name is, yeah, I've already forgotten. This is 100 miles of bad road, dude.
Yep. But
No,
for every 100 miles of bad road, there's always a nigga who's got a car saying I'm ready to drive.
right. Now, if she's supposed to be a busted up prostitute that's drug addict getting older, and Littlefinger comes in and helps her out, okay, that might work. And if she can act, I don't know who she is. Aidan Gillian, of course, Littlefinger. But known for Deadpool, Wolverine, and his Dark. I have no clue who this girl is, but it depends. But I don't care. I just saw this and was like, huh? It was weird. Let me move on to something that matters more.
Again.
Yep.
2026 Oscars nominations, Sinners and One Battle After Another lead the pack. This is exactly why the Fable shit annoys me.
Yep.
Because it's the same exact mentality. Fucking the Sinners movie, I've still not seen it. I don't really want to.
Yeah.
I've had the option for a while. I see it on my screen. I could press the button, play it, and I'm just like, no. It's just no. I'm so
Yeah.
black fatigued, Chester,
Yeah. No, I
that I
get
don't
you.
want to watch them on stuff
I
anymore.
get you.
I'm just over it.
I get
I'm
you.
over it.
It is
And
just a
then
fun little popcorn horror movie, though. That's it.
these fucking retards give them 16 Oscar nominations. So here's what they're saying to me, Chester. They're telling me that this movie, which barely made any money
Yeah.
comparatively to the movies I'm
Yeah.
going to mention,
Yeah.
is a better film than the entirety of the Lord of the Rings trilogy,
Uh-huh.
all of Star Wars ever combined, by the way, all of it.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight, Gladiator, what else we got? Cinderella Man. What else we got in the last 20 years? The Joker movie. Let's see. What else do we have? We have all sorts of movies that are phenomenal. Everybody would agree are phenomenal. Then Top Gun Maverick. This is a better movie than Top Gun Maverick. You're telling me to my face?
Well,
no.
I've seen it, and Grimlock's seen it, and I'm telling you, no, it's
No,
not.
I haven't.
No, you haven't. Okay. I figured you would rush to your urbanite. You've been called. So.
No. Well, one. No. Well, my reasons for not watching Sinners is one. I've never been all that impressed with Ryan Coogler's movies. Like
No, me.
his best to me, his best movie was the first Creed movie, the first one, just the first one.
Yeah.
Then, I'm sorry. Look, I know that white Hollywood gets into this habit
Sure.
where they apparently think they could just hire one. They have I guess a rule where you can have just one black actor be in every fucking black movie. And apparently it's Michael B. Jordan's turn, and he probably still has 5 years to go.
And they always
But
do that, don't
I'm
they?
tired
They
of.
always do that, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And look, I know some people they did it with Denzel. I like Michael B. Jordan. He's actually a fine actor, but he doesn't have half the fucking charisma Denzel had.
Not even close. Not even close.
He doesn't need. I mean, he doesn't have the fucking charisma fucking Bill Bellamy had back in the day.
No.
For you old heads who actually remember Bill Bellamy.
He's functional. Yeah, he's functional.
Yeah, like I said, he's a fine actor, and but it's like, oh, we'll just have it's the running joke in our Discord, with Captain Canada, of casting Michael B. Jordan to do everything.
Well, yep.
I'm surprised when Netflix does a movie about the Pope, Michael B. Jordan will be the Pope.
Probably, yeah.
We can get that shit out of the way now. But
Yeah,
The
no,
premise of Sinners, like I like vampire movies, and I've been waiting for some vampire movies to actually come along and be good again because I'm sick to fucking death of zombie shit. And they don't give you any kind of other monsters. We haven't. I mean, fuck. Can they give me a black werewolf movie?
yeah,
How
no.
about that? Do something different.
I give it a 5. I mean, maybe I take a little bit away because some of the woke nonsense, but there's not a lot. It's mainly the last scene of the movie doesn't even need to be in. It doesn't make any sense. Not the last scene, but the last action scene where Well, anyway, it's a 5, maybe. It's
Mhm.
fine. It's a little horror movie. It's nothing wrong with it. It's nowhere near Oscar worthy at all. At all. It's not even close. It shouldn't be even in the conversation. It is just a little average horror movie, and it's fine. Um, and I don't know where people got all hyped up. There are a couple of good scenes in it, but there's also a lot of cringy scenes in it. So, it detracts. But that's not the one that irritates me the most. The one that irritates me is One Battle After Another DiCaprio movie where basically One Battle After Another is lionizing Antifa. Antifa's right, Trump bad. That's what that movie is. And of course, they didn't make any money. But then again, Oscar movies never do. So let's see what's nominated, shall we?
What?
So best pictures, and I know most of these movies. So Begonia, dumb as shit, dude. But it is a character study, and some real movie people are like, yeah, it's not bad. Okay, fine, but it's just stupid. F1, for me, it's best driving movie ever, best racing movie ever. I really liked it. It does deserve. Is it deserve best picture? Maybe no, but it certainly should get some nod. Frankenstein. I liked the telling of it. I enjoyed it. Is it a best picture movie? Well, I guess it's compared to what, right? What's that year is the problem. Hamnet? What the hell is that? Anybody? It's Steven Spielberg. What is Hamnet?
No idea.
Yeah.
Marty Supreme, we talked about Timothy Chalamet playing the ping pong player, which has hardly any ping pong in it at all. I understand. But it's the only role I've seen him in where it makes sense because all those ping pong players are freaking midgets. They literally could sit upon my knee. Yeah.
Yeah.
One battler after another. Fuck these people. The Secret Agent, never heard of it. Sentimental Value, never heard of it. Sinners, already talked about. Train Dreams. So as usual, the Oscar nominees are a bunch of movies that no one's ever heard of, right? And of course, what it looks like to me is, boy, that was a bad year, huh?
I'm gonna be honest.
Only good one.
The only one on that list that I would actually want to see, and I haven't seen it yet, is that Frankenstein movie. Everything else on
Yeah,
that
it's
list,
pretty good. Yeah, I liked it.
I
Yeah.
I couldn't give a. I mean, I like car and shit, but the F1, when I watched the trailers, it just did nothing for me.
Well, I haven't seen them all,
And
but the only thing on here I'd get the best of these is F1.
yeah, so out of that list, the only thing that it would even like I would actually sit down for 2 hours and watch is that is the Frankenstein movie. Everything else, I'm like, nah,
You should get to
I
it,
could do
dude.
without it.
It's a fun time. Have you seen Frankenstein yet, Thundero?
No, I
No.
need to though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's got some dumb stuff in it, I guess, but it looks great. It's Guillermo doing Guillermo really well. But I don't know, dude. Like I said, of this choices, I'd give it to F1. F1's a better movie than Frankenstein. But for me, the Frankenstein is my favorite telling of that story that I've seen in cinema, in my opinion. But F1 is the best racer movie I've ever seen, and it's a better movie than Frankenstein, that's for sure. Brad Pitt just freaking eats it up, dude. He eats it up. And in Frankenstein, you have what's that little gay guy that Hollywood loves? He plays Dr. Frankenstein. What's his name?
You're gonna have to be a lot more
Oscar
specific than that.
Isaacs. Yeah,
Oh,
Oscar
okay.
Isaacs. He does the
But
he's
hey,
it's
you
the
just
best.
described half of Hollywood.
Well, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but it's the best I've ever seen him though. It is the best I've ever seen. But he ain't no Brad Pitt. But Brad'll surprise you sometimes, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
No, Brad's a phenomenal actor. He really is. He's just unfortunately also, gorgeous. So it hurts him a little bit because he doesn't get taken as it's very strange
you're right.
because he's so handsome. He gets taken less seriously as a
It's probably
performer,
true.
which I think is unfair.
People should. Yeah.
It's funny that the wife and I there's that movie, that Lost City movie. It's Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum, and she really likes it. It's it's just a little BS adventure movie. But Brad Pitt's in it. He has like a little cameo appearance. It's basically like this badass mercenary, whatever. And one of the lines in there is he's rescuing her, and she looks up at him. She goes, "Why are you so handsome?" He just laughs at her, and it's just it felt like it feels like almost like a meta commentary on Brad as an actor, as his whole career. He's doing this awesome, amazing, badass shit, and the only thing she notices is how handsome he is.
Right. Yeah. Now, I did see some commentators complain about Chad Oman and because he's the the kind of main character you're trying to get from one place to another, and Brad is the guy doing that. Brad is your hero. And they were complaining because he's a bit whiny and bitchy, but actually he plays the role exactly the way he should. He did a good job. But like I said, I would not normally say F1 deserves best picture of the year, but if we know how bad last year was, dude, it was bad, bad, bad. And if this is what you got, then that's the best you got. Directing, Hamnet. What the hell is Hamnet? All right, fine. Sorry, Twiggy, you're out. The hell is a Hamnet?
I have no idea. I've never heard of it. I don't think.
It's a dumbass name.
I think we did see the name and all agree that it was stupid. Yes, I remember this now. Okay. Yeah.
After losing their son Hamnet to plague, Agnes and William Shakespeare grapple with grief in 16th century England. A healer, Agnes, must find strength to care for her surviving children. Okay, so we made a movie about a mother doing her freaking job. All right. So, I lost one of my children, which back in those days was common. Common. Women did not deal with child loss the way they do now back then because it happened all the time, right?
Yep.
1. 2, Shakespeare, what the hell? All right. 3, the whole movie's about her and her trying to put her sadness aside so that she can take care of all her other 25 children. Unbelievable, dude. Just unbelievable. Yeah, okay, fine. It's not surprising. Mari Supreme note that one battle after another. That's political voting, sentimental value. Let's go see what that is here. Let's go see. This is second time it's mentioned. Joachim Trier. Okay, Frenchman. Oh. God damn it. All right. It's not helping me. I'm being stupid, aren't I? Let me stop being stupid. So this is what I wanted. I gotta click here. I was being dumb. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I saw this thing. It's yeah, it's kind of typical Oscar bait stuff. Okay, fine. The acting probably is solid. He's a great actor. All right, where am I here? Let's go back to this. All right. Best actor, Timothée Chalamet, of course. Got to get him an Oscar quick. Leonardo, of course, he won't get one. Ethan Hawke, yeah, right. Michael B. Jordan, watch out, Timothée. Michael's coming for you. And Wagner Moura, the secret agent. Actor in support, Benicio del Toro. Okay, Jacob Elordi. Why? He's not the supporting actor at all. What are you talking about, dude? Let's see.
He's their next big guy they're going to be pushing, that Elordi guy.
Is it? Let me go
Yeah.
see here. Let me see here. Why?
He's one of because he's pretty. I'm pretty. If he's who I think he is, he's pretty. I'm pretty sure that's him. Because you know how they do in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
They get this
Yeah.
they get this guy up their ass for a while, and they just push him
They do.
like crazy.
Yeah, they do.
And
Like Timothy
he's their new guy.
Chalamet. Timothée
Yeah, well,
Chalamet.
at least Chalamet can act, and for Chalamet, I'll give him credit. He's a big wrestling fan, so he's in for me. We're in. Me and Timbo, we got a connection. He's a big wrestling
Who's he
fan.
going to wrestle? Hornswoggle?
He could. He's about that size. Yeah, he's
You know
real
what?
small.
Same size.
I'd
It'd be more
watch it.
entertaining. Hey, it'd be more entertaining than some of the shit we've seen the
That's
past few
true,
years.
dude. That's true. Now, I've seen the movie.
Right now, I give you a choice between a Marvel movie or Chalamet versus Hornswoggle. You know what you're watching.
Yeah. So I have seen this movie, and of course he is in here, and he plays the creature. I thought it was the brother. I was wrong. So yes, he is the co-star, and you notice that they didn't mention Oscar. This guy did a good job as the monster, actually. So okay, fine. Let's see here.
I think he's
Actress.
really tall too, but I could be wrong. I think he's a really tall guy.
I mean, I'm sure they did some various trickery in it. But he does a good job as the monster, dude. He does. Actresses, does anyone care? Although Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue, I still haven't watched that. I gotta watch that. Emma Stone, go to hell. All right. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, Amy Madigan. No, it's gonna be Wunmi Musaku. You mean the lady who's in the movie for literally one scene? That lady? Great job. Elio was a horrible movie, absolutely bombed. K-pop Demon Hunters is actually quite popular, but it won't win. Whatever the hell
It
Running
should.
in the Rain is for Amelia.
It
Zootopia
should.
2, monster hit. Monster.
K-pop Demon Hunter should. It's the best movie in this set here.
Yeah,
I
but-
actually think you'd like it, Chester, even though it's totally a chick little girl movie. It's really well done. It has a great story. It really does. My wife and I watched it.
Well, I will tell you this.
And
The
it's very
winner-
musical.
the
It is
winner
straight up a musical.
Is either going to be Elio or little Amelia of the character of Rain. That's who's
Yeah.
going to win it, right? One of those, because they're ethnic, and the Koreans they don't like the Asians. They're not ethnic enough for them for some reason, even though they're literally so different than the rest of us that they have a completely different trait for their eye shape. They're so different from us, but yet they're not different enough, I guess. But whatever, I guarantee you it's going to be this little Amelia, because Elio bombed too hard.
It should either be K-pop Demon Hunters or Zootopia 2.
Zootopia
2 made the most
monster
money.
crashing hit, dude. Monster.
Yeah.
Animated shorts. Does anyone even watch those?
Why is that even a category? What are we doing? Like, why is that still a category?
Well,
Come
to
on.
promote people to do it so they can get recognized and get better jobs. Live action shorts, documentary features, The Alabama Solution. I don't even want to know. Don't even ask. International, The Secret Agent. We see them mentioned they love this movie. So I guess I've seen it mentioned 3 times. You know, it was just an accident. France. Oh, that sounds like a sex movie. French. Shocking.
Mhm.
Of course, the Norwegian guy's got that dude in it. I can't remember his name.
Tunisia.
He's a good actor. Tunisia, dude. Give him a little bit of love. Okay. And they're using the proper word for sheep, by the way.
Great Tunisian cinema, huh? Okay. All right. Why not?
Oh yeah, this definitely looks like a movie I need to rush and see. Let me just run out there and watch this immediately. Is this a documentary? A docudrama? It is a documentary. Jesus
I'm confused.
Christ, dude, these people. Alrighty. Writing, don't care. Cinematography, Frankenstein should win that all day. It wins that all day. Frankenstein wins that. Although, why isn't F1 in there? That should be in there for F1, 100%. Costume design, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Someone give me something heavy to throw. Costume design, Avatar? What are you talking about? That is full CG movie.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. It's probably going to be Hamnet will win that. Maybe Sinners. To be fair, the Frankenstein one's pretty good too, as far as costumes, but it's going to be one of those period pieces. One of they love the medieval stuff, but the black people are probably just win it. Production don't care. Makeup and hairstyling, Frankenstein all day out of this. Film editing, F1. Sound, definitely F1. 100% F1. Visual effects. Okay, Avatar, here's your time to shine. Music, whatever. It's always dumb movies too. It's not actually movies with great music. Original score, casting. Why is that even a thing? You did a good job and got lucky and picked the right person. Yay. All right. Um, whatever. I just thought it would be interesting. And of course, it's a train wreck as usual. And no one watches the Oscars anymore anyway, which is a shame because reality is no one has ever cared what a critic or a bunch of actors think is a good movie. No one cared. The reason we watch the Oscars is because it was once a year entertainment. It was fun. It was entertaining. The entire family would sit down and enjoy the Oscars once a year. But now there's no entertainment at all. It's just them jerking each other off and then telling us how bad people we are, bastards. Let's move on to something that I know Grimlock has a very big opinion on. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. First look at Jared Leto as Skeletor in
Didn't even know he
Masters
was
of
playing
the
it.
Universe.
Didn't even know he
No,
was playing it.
it's just
Oh.
his voice.
Oh, yeah, he's probably not in the suit. That's true.
I know a lot of people didn't like this trailer. I think it looks good.
I loved it.
I think it
loved
looks fine.
It's going to be woman shit, but I loved it.
Probably, but I like the fact. Here's my main takeaway. At least he's blonde haired and blue eyed. Thank you.
And he's
Why
got
is
the
that so
pink shirt
fucking
on.
hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is that so fucking hard to
Why
just
is it so
nail the
hard?
character design? I
And
don't get it.
the real big thing the trailer gave us is because we were like, "You're on Earth again," but
Yeah.
what they've done is they reversed it on you. It starts in Earth and is probably there hardly any of the movie, and he comes to Eternia and becomes He-Man.
Mhm.
So most of it is in Eternia. Look how good Skeletor looks. Look at it.
He does.
Look at
Looks
it.
good.
Still
Looks
not
good.
watching too many
You
race
said-
swaps.
Wait, go down a second. Go down a second. Go back down. Go back down. Go back down. Go. Keep going. Keep going. One more. One more. Actually, one more. Look at the look on his face there. Wait, stop. Go back. Go back up. Stop. Why? Why'd they use that still?
Because he's got a snake coming on him. A magical snake is getting in him. Like, that ain't
Look
cool,
at the
dude.
look on his face.
Yeah. But a lot of people saw the trailer and was like, hold on, wait a minute. Right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the trailer for Fable. A lot of people like, all right, maybe we need to chill out for a second.
Nope. Too
No,
many
well-
race swaps. Automatic no.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Man at Arms is now a black dude who seems homeless. So,
Yeah, for some reason.
some reason. And it's Idris, who's cool. We love Idris. But I don't know. That looked way better than any of us thought it would, dude.
Yeah.
No, the trailer. I'll give it this. The trailer actually does look good.
Yeah.
It actually does. But no, zero tolerance is zero tolerance.
Yep.
I'm
get you.
just gonna throw it out there because they're not gonna learn. I want the movie to fail just because of that.
Fair enough. But I probably will check it out. But anyway, I just wanted to put it out there.
I know
think,
Orko, so fuck them again.
but I think Skeletor looks amazing.
He does.
Yeah, I think it looks great, and the trailer.
Yeah,
was
it is really annoying that they're still doing the race swap bullshit for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, why go? Because here's what it is. Now they're at the point where they're half in, half out. They gave us a very good looking, looks very much like him, He-Man. He looks like him. Good job. Claps for that. Skeletor looks great. They didn't really change him much. He looks fantastic. They could have done some weird shit. They didn't. So why change the other characters unless you're just ticking boxes? Nobody wants you to do that. Nobody of any of these racial groups. Only this tiny, super fringe minority of weirdos wants you to do this. So why do it? Just stop.
Well,
Now they're
and here's
half
the
in
other
and they're
thing.
half out, and they're just pissing everybody off. Just stop.
And here's the other thing. There are black characters in Eternia. If
There
you
are.
wanted to have Idris Elba
Yeah.
in there, so fucking bad, you could have had him in there, but you picked Man at Arms, who's supposed to be one of the core characters. And again,
Right, which is
I know
why
some
they
people will
picked
be
Men
like,
at Arms.
and I know some people go, "Oh, well, you're making too big of a thing of this." I don't care, because I know why they're doing it. They're not doing it because they think Idris Elba is a fantastic actor. They're not doing that because of that.
No.
If you're one of those people who still believe that shit at this stage of the game, I could just tell you can fuck a bitch with AIDS and not get sick.
Oh, okay, fine. There you go.
At
Don't
this point,
listen to
if you're
Grimlock.
willing
He's
to,
not endorsed by this channel.
not what? Nope.
Yeah.
If they're willing to believe that,
Um,
they might as well believe what I just said.
Well, you know what
If they're not,
I saw in the trailer though, Grimlock, that I've never seen in He-Man, and it was slightly exciting. He actually hit three somebodies with his sword.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because the animated series he never hit anybody with a sword. Ever.
no, it was a big deal that you could actually see him punch somebody in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was, I believe that was the first series that allowed that.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll see. It's one of these trailers like Fable I mentioned earlier that people like, oh, okay, let's wait a minute here. But I get Grimlock's point. Moving on.
I'm with him. I'm not going to go see it in the theater for that very reason, but it does.
I'm not even going to pirate the shit. That's how spiteful I'm being.
No, fair enough, dude.
Par-
I understand.
You will not get my hard drive space with that. Fuck you.
Paramount, put up or shut up. Netflix forces the issue with all cash Warner Brothers Discovery offer.
Now,
Still doing it. They're still battling.
they
You know
are
what?
now.
Trump should just tell Warner Brothers, you know what? You shouldn't be allowed to get bailed out by a company that has more debt than you. Fuck off.
Yeah, well, and Trump will just make it hard for him on the back end. However, I will say this: we've been covering this very closely, and I will say this for Netflix: they put up and they did shut up. They did. They came out and said, "Fine, we'll give you all of it in cash. We're only doing, we're 3 billion under what Skydance is offering, but they're not offering you all cash. We are, and we'll also offer you a $3 per shareholder, which brings it up to the total of 30, equal to what, and actually 0.5 above, after we sell off all things like CNN." Because that's what their Netflix is going to do. They're going to keep the movie stuff, and they're going to sell everything else. They're going to part it out. So you got to give them credit, dude. They came up and they said, "Dude, here's the cash." That's a move. That is a move.
The question is, do they have the cash?
They seem to, or at least they're bluffing it.
But Paramount needs to just counter. Go higher. There's no reason not to. There is absolutely no reason other than poor management that we looked at it the one time.
We did.
That the Warner Brothers catalog, just the Warner Brothers catalog, just it, should be bankrupt. None. Zero. Except poor management. It's worth it. Not only is it worth it to keep it out of Netflix's hands, this is where the culture wars moved to, thankfully. It's moved to where it should have been, in the boardrooms. Not only is it worth it to keep it out of Netflix's hands, it's going to be worth it if you make good shit. You make good shit and the people will come watch it, especially knowing that it's a new day. We got new kings in charge now, new masters. Yeah. So I would actually go and give a whole, like, say Paramount gets it, Skydance gets it, and they are like, you know what? We're shutting the DCU down. We're getting rid of all that. We're just going to make individual movies with our heroes that are in the same universe, but it's not going to be a big deal. They just are, right? We're not going to try and we're not going to try and redo the MCU with our characters. That was always a stupid idea. It was too late anyway.
Yeah, it was.
We're just going to make movies that share a universe, but we don't really, focus on that. Right. I think that's how you should do it. And then you can have Superman when it makes sense for him to show up, or Batman or whatever. And you don't have
Right.
to make it a whole big fucking. We have to have a fucking 30-step plan, and
Dude,
you don't have to do all that.
they
You
have
don't have to do
hundreds
all
of
that.
characters, literally hundreds of characters. There's so
Yes.
many things you
Yes.
could do. But I'm just saying, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Netflix coming up and saying, fine, here, all cash. Let's go. That's a move, dude. And I respect it. I respect the ballsiness of it. Now it is Paramount's move because Paramount has been whining fair enough on legal matters. But
Yep.
now, I mean, what are you going to do, Paramount? What are you going to do? So we'll see. And the problem is Paramount is, I'm sure, not as solvent as Netflix at this moment because they just made a gigantic purchase of Paramount.
Yes.
So, but I just, we'll keep watching this. But I was like, all right, all righty then. Okay. Uh, let's go ahead. I'm at the end of my time. Let's take a look what we got on the box office here. Now,
Shit.
Now, Mercy is a what's the Guardian of Galaxy's Chris something Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
Right.
it's his movie. It's just two people in the movie really, and he's on trial in a future trial where an AI gives you 90 minutes to prove your innocence or kills you. So it's what they can do in that format is just use a bunch of iPhone videos and just little capture stuff. It's very cheap, low budget. Matter of fact, the budget of Chris Pratt is probably the whole movie, but it's not doing well at all, and it's getting reviewed very poorly. So, is this thing making any money yet? Any money? No, it's creeping. We'll see. Zootopia. Dare I even touch it, dude? $2 billion movie, man. It's coming on. Holy crap! This thing mega crashed. Let's see what
I don't get.
returns.
I don't know, man. I don't know why it's blown up like that.
It's because it's a fun little family movie, and people are just want something to do, dude. I mean, that's the thing. It's so sad about Hollywood. Just give us fun little movies, and you'll make money, you dumbasses. It's so stupid.
Now,
God, this movie
now you're
bombed
just
so
talking
hard.
crazy talk.
I know. Look how bad that is, dude. Look how bad that is. That's oh my god, dude. Um,
Well, in fairness, it's only in 2,000 theaters. Not even half.
yeah, but we covered this, and we know that the budget was something like 20 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not even close, man. But it's such a bad movie. It's just a shame. Makes me sad. Let's see, we got Clicker. Oh, man, this sounds like a ghetto movie. A
Sounds
small.
like something else.
Oh, fine. Yeah, that's true. Small-time musician pushes to carve out a place for himself in the new wave of Mexican American music. No one likes Mexican American music. It's just comedy. After a clip of him performing one of his songs goes viral. Okay, fine. Yeah, no one cares about that. Do you guys like Mexican music?
No.
I can't stand it for more than like 2 minutes. H is for Hawk. Oh, okay. All right. No, screw off. Ben Kajar story. Where is this from? Okay, this is just some little, passion project. Arco re-release. Still doing shit. Only in 4/3. Okay, and Mr. Nobody against Putin. What? So what is this? A documentary of some kind? Huh. All
Oh
right.
boy.
Nothing. Just crap year.
Putin bad.
Although Zootopia is coming to the new year because this came out this year or at the end of December.
In December.
Yeah, I think so. So this movie is continuing on into this year, and that sucker is going to make $1 billion, man. And that's before all of even tallying the toy sales, Blu-rays, or streaming payments or whatever, all that extracurricular stuff, which we never talk about.
Whoever actually made that movie, I get it's a Disney movie, but the director, the producer, the writers, their crew.
Yeah.
Disney needs to hand them the keys to the kingdom and let them run.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I hate Disney as much as the next guy, but if they want to get themselves out of the hole they've dug themselves into, they're going to need about 7 more of those.
Yeah, just come over. Zootopia, do more of that.
Yeah, do more of that. Do more. Here, have Mickey Mouse. Do something with him. Put him in there.
Jared Bush. And he wrote it.
They had a
too.
video game that came out last year that was solid, but because they screwed the pooch so bad.
What else is he working?
They have.
On?
They have indeed.
He does Disney movies. He did the original. Good on you, dude. He did such a good job with the original with his screenplay. They let him direct the next one. Good for you, dude. Did he?
I did Moana too as well. Interesting. Yeah. And Moana. So he's been around. He's been doing stuff.
He's a Disney guy. And to be fair, these are, when he got his job here with Infinity, these are fine. Encanto is dumb.
Infinity sold well. I remember they had the little figures from that. That shit was everywhere.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know how it was in Japan, but over here it was big.
It sold. It most certainly did. But that's a video game.
This sounds like, yeah, because Disney decided that was the last thing they had. That was before they shut the studio. Was Infinity?
Was that the one that came out and it was following on Nintendo's heels? Where
the amiibos,
the little statues.
Yeah.
That you could carry and had your save file in it. Yeah. That was playing on that, and they were selling them everywhere. I remember my kids playing with that. Because that was a clever little idea. Give the kids little statuettes, right? But yeah, good for that guy. Let him do more. Yeah, he's doing a good job. Anyway, with that, let me come over here and sign out because I have to go to work. Interesting. One thing we can definitely say is movies are dying for dumb reasons, and video games, the AAA, we know they're having their trouble, but the indie market is freaking ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and that's great. That is competition, and things like Steam are allowing people to do. I guarantee you, today, people buy more games than they used to. Now, I remember when you could go to the Blockbuster and rent a video game and try it out, right? And I used to do that. But with Steam, people buy, because they have Steam sales and stuff, people buy all kind of games and try them out. They do. And that, of course, is great for the industry. And that's the thing. The video game industry actually isn't suffering, even though all the failures and stuff we talk about. The indies are absolutely killing it, dude. And the problem is they can't really eke through Hollywood because of whatever. They just can't get through it. Now, we've been talking about it here for a while, and how much is AI going to change that? You saw that list. What's it going to look like next year or 5 years from now? Holy shit, dude. Elon might be 100% right, dude. He is talking about the idea that you're no longer going to have sales. You're going to have places where people pay a monthly service to use AI, and they're going to be sharing amongst themselves video games, movies, and everything like that. I think he's 100% right.
Well, I mean, if people look at it, right, that's been a thing for a while, right?
Yeah.
If you go back to like the Halo days, like the prime days of Halo, right? What was the coolest thing that you could do with Halo? The fucking Forge.
Yeah.
You could make your own levels. You could put them up on a server and share it with other people.
That's true.
Around the world and play it, right?
The Baldur's Gate series, the Neverwinter series did that too.
Baldur's Gate. Then you had Mario Maker. You have Minecraft, where Minecraft, that's one of the reasons Minecraft has lasted as long as it's had, is because you can make your little world or whatever, and you can put it up on a server and just share with a bunch of people. And that's what a lot of people do. Like, I don't play Minecraft, but I see what they do.
Sims is like that too, especially Sims 3.
And And whether people want to hear this or not, and we could bring this full, going back to Star Trek, whether the artsy fartsy types who have been crying want to hear this or not, AI, as at least as we're seeing it right now, could be the start of what we saw in Star Trek as the replicators and
Right.
the holodeck,
Right.
where you're gonna be the source of your own entertainment. So, to all the artsy people this thing is gonna steal your art. No, it's not gonna steal your imagination, son. Calm down.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do that. It's gonna give you more of an avenue, probably than ever before, because they're not gonna be able to gatekeep this shit. The cat's already out of the bag.
It already is. Yeah, that's
So,
true.
so as long as you got an imagination and you're somewhat creative, I think you got a new avenue to do shit. Now, what does that mean financially for people? That's going to be the real interesting part.
Yeah.
How are people going to be able to monetize it going forward? Because as it gets better and more complex, it's going to require more shit.
I did look into that because I've been paying attention to AI, right? I've tried many of the servers. I've made pictures. I've made animation. I've been paying attention to it here for a while. And just I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I mean, who knows? That's a long time with AI. But a couple of weeks ago, when I was researching it, the people who are making money right now, outside of corporate or things like that, the ones that are making money, the ones that are making the AI girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
whatever that is. But
Yeah.
they're making boku dollars, dude. Skylanders was
And
better. You were right, Roger.
just wait until they can put them into bodies.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the end of females. The women are going to
Yep.
suffer horribly, and they're going
And
to
they
be so
only have
noisy.
themselves to blame
Yeah,
for
they're
it,
going to be
Chester.
so noisy. They're going to do everything they can to make it illegal, but in doing so, they're going to
That's
make their little toys illegal too, right?
Mhm.
Because it's literally a sex toy, which is legal to manufacture and sell, literally.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure
And
they'll
women
mandate it
have
with certain
billions
things.
of dollars worth of them. The female market for them is a multi-billion, like 18 billion, I think was the number I
Really?
saw. Industry,
Really?
yeah, for the female sex toys. So the real problem isn't that the sex toys exist; it'll be that the women are jealous
Yeah,
because they're
no,
better at it.
or lonely.
Because
Gee, I
Chester,
don't.
as you just elucidated to us earlier, you said it without saying it. Most women aren't very good at sex. Some are,
No.
and those are the ones you're like, holy
Well,
shit, what happened?
you gotta
But
train them. You do have to train them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So when we get these robots that come pre-programmed knowing how to work them hips, it's going to be a different game, Chester.
It
Whole
is
new world.
that is such a weird thing because I only have my experience, but the very first girl I ever was with, my first girl, I knew
Yep.
exactly what I was doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And maybe
not
it's because
complicated.
men are the ones that have to get it done. I mean, in the end,
Yep.
we're the action driver. But
Mhm.
the very first time I knew exactly what I was doing. Now, as time has gone on, I've gotten better at it. I've learned all kinds of stuff, of course, just like any other skill. But you're right.
Mhm.
There's a lot of girls that have no freaking clue, dude.
They got no
No
idea.
clue. I
And
don't know.
some of them are big old sluts too, and they're just like, man, they
Yeah, no.
dead fish it,
You will lose.
starfish it.
You know, the interesting thing, we say that, but the Japanese term for the very same term is maguro. You know what maguro means? Tuna.
I mean,
Is it lazy?
tuna, yeah,
Yeah.
tuna girl.
So it's interesting we
That's
have
a
the
I don't
same
know.
word for it. Why do we have the image that a fish lies and does nothing? What is that image? Because
While being sexually invaded.
I
don't
know
know.
it's weird because a fish actually will flop around quite a bit if you ever been
Yeah.
fishing. So I don't know where we
Well,
get that term from.
it's like we I think we discussed this last week. I remember when I was a kid watching the sitcoms and TV shows back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
They constantly said that for women, that men were just horny dogs that would be so happy to get some that they didn't have to do anything. And a lot of women took that shit literally.
Oh, really?
So now,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, that is not true,
And
man.
God forbid she spends money on her hair. You get a black woman, she ain't gonna mess up her weave.
Well, there's probably a lot of self-conscious boys that are just happy to be there, to be fair. And this is their
Yes.
fathers and their teachers and their pastors and the men around them's fault for not teaching them to be men. That's their fault.
You got to
Because,
admit that is an awkward conversation. Now, son, here you just grabbed a bitch like this.
no, it's not hard at all. I told my son very clearly. First of all, I explained the birds and the bees, and he said they already covered that in school. And I was like,
I
well, great.
need this in manga form. I will not accept this any other way. I
Okay.
need Kaiju explains to son birds and bees.
Yes. And then,
Massive monster with normal Asian looking kid.
yes. Well, no, I said, I was very clear to him, dude. And it was over hamburgers, by the way. Hamburgers. And I said,
You
two
literally pulled a
rules.
modern Marvel. You know that?
I did. Three rules I told him. One, if you're done with a girl and you want another girl, break up with her. Don't be an asshole.
Mhm.
Right?
Good one.
One.
That's a good rule.
Two, never be too nice to them. They will eat you alive.
That's it. Correct.
That's
Right?
true as well.
Sometimes just be a dick for no reason. Just sometimes. Just to remind them that you can do that. Go on.
That's right. And number three, if you get him twitching, you own him.
Yeah.
That's how I taught my son.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Was I wrong?
Because here's the truth.
He was as the old NBA Jam would say, he's on fire.
Thank you.
Here's the truth. Most women can get laid basically whenever they want.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Of
They
course.
they can.
Yeah.
But they cannot get a leg shaking, eye rolling orgasm whenever they want. And if you can
hell
give them
no.
one of those,
Oh yeah.
well, you on the list now, buddy. You in the club.
You get those legs shaking, buddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That should be your main purpose. Because a dude, you can nut anytime you want. Really.
Yeah, and even if you don't, you know what, I got what I want.
Even if you don't.
I'm good.
I mean, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not hard to do. Your focus should be on absolutely lighting that girl up, because when you do,
Damn it, Booster.
when you do, she's going to be so much better and nicer to you, dude. She's going to treat you like a king.
For at least 3 or 4 days, you're gonna be the king of the castle. We got science on this. That's how once they get that full release, it takes up about 3 or 4 days before they come down from that, if not longer, depending on the girl. So yeah, you'll be the king of the castle.
Oh no,
for a while.
They'll be satisfied for a while. Women aren't like us. Most women, if you satisfy them, they're going to be good for a week or so, dude. They're good. Now they'll still indulge you, but in their brain, it's different. They're different than men. Anyway, I need to go to work. What the hell?
Chester,
Grimlock,
go
say
to
something.
For all of those who have been caught in this storm, I hope you guys are safe.
I'm
I
one of
hope
them.
you guys
It's me.
got some supplies. So far it hasn't been as bad as some people was making it out to be, but it's kind of rough outside. So hopefully you got your power, you got your supplies.
How much snow?
Well, where I'm at, it's like barely an inch, but it's the ice that's really what people are worried about.
Sure.
Because everything is like iced over.
It's a sleet storm. Yeah, those are worse.
Yeah,
that's for sure. How about you in Ohio? How's the snow level?
I don't. It's about a foot, I'd say, give or take.
It's not that bad.
Give or take.
I'd rather have a foot of snow than ice.
Yeah, so
it's the nice kind of snow too, at least so
powdery
far.
Stuff. Oh, nice.
Yeah, real light stuff.
Those are
so
great. I love that snow.
Before I got up, the wife went out and did a quick shovel of it, and I yelled at her because what are you doing? And then around about an hour before we do the stream, that's why I was late. Actually, I was out there doing it properly, but we won't. Getting the rest of it because it had refilled. It had been snowing all day, so it was already pretty much refilled. But it's that nice light stuff where you don't even really have to push. You just kind of put the shovel down and walk behind it. It's that light. You don't have to really put any effort into it. That's the good stuff. Thankfully.
Yeah, right, Cheek. Yeah. I don't know. I'm from up on the border with you, dude. This is the foot of snow is nothing.
No. I'm not saying it's a lot. I didn't say it was. It's not. It's not a big deal. It's just that's what we got hit with.
Grimlock is right though. The sleet storms are way worse though. They're way worse.
Oh yeah. We had that. We had that about a week ago.
Yeah.
We got hit with some icy
Yeah.
rain. The best.
Yeah. Give me a foot of snow like Thundaro's got. Dude, I would freaking take my Armoretto out the box and put it in the snow.
Nice. We're back to Amaretto. Don't start. Thundero, take us out of here.
I'm gonna do this one because a lot of people in this country right now, myself included, are in a winter wonderland. Every single sunset leads to dawn.
This is true. Namaste. Later, everybody.